welcome out to this week's episode of Gamers Council. I had to whip out my lightsaber. Oh, goodness. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. RHETRI, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, Dave? I'm doing good. It is it's STARFIELD time. I can't wait to talk about it. I have not stopped playing. Well, apparently I have stopped playing a little bit. I slept. Some of y'all did not sleep. Some of y'all, I don't know how you have over 2 days of playtime, Umbra. But I don't know what you're doing, man. How did you do that? But anyways, we got a great panel tonight. Oh, yeah. Super excited to talk about this game. So let's get it rolling, man.
Oh, man, I am so pumped up for this, and we have so many people to welcome tonight. Welcome in the audience. Appreciate you guys being here in chat. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll do our best to get it to them. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's mainly about STARFIELD, but there are some other things to talk about as well too. So don't hesitate to chime in. And wow, first I'm gonna welcome a first time guest, and that is Epictreasure. How you doing, darling?
I'm good. Hope everybody's lovely
today. Awesome. So glad that you're here. We just woke her up, by the way.
I'm trying to function. I'm trying real hard.
Can't see the IV drip of coffee.
Right, yeah. It's coming from their purple tank over there.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you being here. This is awesome. We hardly wait to hear your insight into the game and all kinds of stuff, because this is going to be fun. And then we have returning RedDeadPanda. Darling, how you doing?
I am amazing, and thank you for having me on as a guest. And I just want to say, amazing, epic to be on another show with you. And also first time meeting you, John. So awesome. I'm super excited to talk about STARFIELD. We were just talking before the show, and I'm just ahead of RHETRI on my time in the show. Yeah, I mean in the game. I'm obsessed.
Not gonna
with
let that slide.
At the moment.
Nope.
Yeah. I've had like 4 hours sleep, so STARFIELD.
Well, good for you. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And of course, returning guest and mega guru, the man with the plan, the foxiest man I know, John Fox. What's up, buddy?
Wow. John Fox, I don't know about all that. I think you got your animals confused there, but
well,
I feel
John Wolf, is that better?
Yeah.
You know what? I looked at the panda, and for some reason, my brain went to Fox.
That's fine.
I think you're Foxy.
There you go. That's a good way.
Well, hopefully you'll forgive me.
You're whipping out your lightsaber, and I feel like I'm putting mine away, Dave. Okay, so we'll. Hey, what's up to the? Well, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Lord. What's up to the chat? I hope everyone has had a great weekend. We got a long weekend here in the States. If you, hopefully some of you are off work and you can play some STARFIELD. Haven't gotten a lot of time to play STARFIELD, but I've gotten about 10.5 hours. So I think I have a good idea, of what STARFIELD could be. And I'm looking forward to the conversation. I'm really looking forward to picking everybody's brain here, because this game is something else, guys. It's pretty epic, and looking forward to it, guys.
Most definitely. And I apologize, John. I'm so sorry. It's just one of those things, lack of sleep. That's it. We'll blame it on STARFIELD.
Okay, Dave. It's okay. We're not, we're not crybabies here. We're not PS Nation over here. Okay? My name is not Dan Stapleton.
Slander early.
Yeah, that's all right. It's going to be a long show, folks. Hold on to your hats. RHETRI, buddy, how's it going? And let's get started, man. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, I mean, we usually start every show by asking what everyone is playing. So I mean, it's kind of obvious, but just in case there's some weird like indie game or something else that you guys might be playing. I'll start with you, Epic. Anything? What are you playing? Or any TV shows or movies that you watched recently that interest you?
Just STARFIELD, and STARFIELD, and that's it. I've tried, and it's so addictive. It's ridiculous. So it's all the little things in this game that got me. All the little, all the love and care they put into it. It's all those things that I noticed more than any other game that I've played. So I'm deep in. I'm not going to get much done for a long time because I'm just soaking it in.
I think I need to take a sabbatical from like work or something. Just
yeah.
This game.
Yeah, this game's trouble.
It is.
for your real life. I mean, it's a great game. I see someone in the chat. He said, hey, he might be the only one in the audience that didn't like the game.
That's okay.
You might be in that. That's fine, man. Like, you're allowed not to like a Bethesda game. I don't love all of them.
Hi again.
But Red Dead, or actually Epic, is there any, I'm guessing you've just been playing Starfield. Have you been watching any TV shows or series or anything that interests you? I always like to hear if there's anything.
None at all. No. So it doesn't even come to my mind.
You've been watching Starfield, right? Like all the other people on PlayStation 5 on YouTube?
No. Yeah. They've been watching me. I'm watching them watching me. Watching them watching me. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
I see.
All right, Red Dead. I'll go to you. I think it's obvious what you've been doing, but just in case there's anything else that you've been playing or anything else you've been watching.
Well, when I've had my meal breaks, when I've had my meal breaks, I have been watching The Wheel of Time season 2 and also Jack Ryan season 4. Yeah.
Oh, Jack Ryan's great.
Yeah.
I forgot that The Wheel of Time came back out, so that's good.
Yeah, 53 episodes are out. It's so good.
Okay, cool. I really liked season 1 on that. I know a lot of people who read the books didn't like it, but I didn't read the book, so I didn't care.
I didn't read the book, and I love Rosamund Pike. So
yeah, I thought it was a pretty damn good show. What's up, King Webb? What's up, brother? And obviously you've been playing Starfield. So in between your breaks, you sound like you're doing exactly what I'm doing. Like I'm just playing Starfield, and when I get a break, I'm eating and watching some television show like on in the background. Then so I can then just like go right back to Starfield essentially. John, brother, what have you been playing? Any movies or TV shows or anything like that?
I'm actually playing a little indie game that just came out. I think it's called Starfield or something like that. A little indie game that just came out the other day. No, but in all seriousness, Starfield, it's pretty much all I've been playing, all I've had the chance to play because I've been kind of busy with real life stuff. And show-wise, to be honest with you, the only thing that I was able to kind of slide in this weekend has been I watched some of the WWE event that they had last night because I'm a big wrestling fan. So I watched that, kept up a little bit with the CM Punk drama that they just fired him from that other AEW Federation. And other than that, nothing. Just playing another game called trying to teach my 7-year-old her times tables this weekend. So it's
that doesn't sound like a fun game at all.
Yeah, no, but she's doing it's a fun game when she starts getting it, and she's up to I think 11 now. So she's gotta get up to 12 before Tuesday. So me and the wife are working hard on that. And then just Starfield, man, just after this show, that's what I'm gonna dedicate some time to. Like I said, 10.5 hours. And yeah, man, there's so much to talk about, guys, about this game. Like I have so many thoughts, and it's pretty exciting times for not only Xbox Nation, but just gamers and gaming in general. There's so much going on.
Well, kudos to you, John Wolf.
There you go. You're good. You're good.
For parenting, man, that's awesome. For seriously,
yeah, of course, man.
That's
number one. Yep.
You the man. You the man. Sorry, Retro. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, guys. So we're gonna talk all kinds of like different aspects of the game. Obviously, some of us have played, like John's played like 10 hours. Panda's played up to 31. I don't. Epic, where were you at? You were pretty up there too for a number of hours, right?
It says 3 days, but it hasn't been that long. Look, it hasn't. It says 3, but I haven't played that many. I reckon it'd be about maybe 16 hours or something like that for reals, though. No more than that, because my re-rolling over and over and over again. So.
I mean, I still count that. I mean, are you saying that the total time is like wrong, that it's showing you an incorrect time, or
it's been on for that long, but I haven't been functioning in that world for that long, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
And did you do that? And did you do that for the purposes of just content creation, like trying to see all the different classes, or did you literally just started a character and you wanted to start again and you wanted to start again? Like what was your path towards that?
You're right on both accounts.
Oh, okay.
I was learning the traits and all, you know, the ins and outs of that. I was perfecting the customization, the physical, the cosmetic side. And then the re-rolling because of the wrong background multiple times, and then I realized you could call yourself Captain Fuckface. And then I changed it, but you can change it in the city though anyway.
Justified.
And I didn't know that.
No, that's justification for restarting again. I think you did it the right way. If I would have known, I probably would have restarted too.
Do you know Epic? I don't know. Do you have to restart to get like a re-roll on the things you choose in the beginning of the game, like your traits? Or does anyone know if there's a way to go to a city and like redo that?
Yeah, in the city you can change your cosmetics, but you can also change your name. So after you change your cosmetics, it'll give you the opportunity to change your name too. So that's in
that's cool.
Atlantis. So yeah.
Does it allow you to re-choose your? I can't remember what the hell they were called.
Don't know.
The three specs. You know what I'm talking about? In the very beginning, you had to choose like 3 aspects of your character, and that's when I'm like, in my head, I'm like, crap, I might have screwed up. You can.
I don't.
Yeah, because they don't tell you.
Or you
that
can't.
You can't. They don't tell you that you can't. What is it? That you can't.
The traits, I guess.
You don't have to pick any. They don't tell you that you don't have to pick any. You can't change your background though.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But like, I went to my parents because I chose that kid option, and you can like stop giving money to them if you want, so that'll remove the trait.
Oh, you're sneaky knowing this stuff.
Really?
And you
does it allow you to then pick another trait after you do that, or does
no?
Oh, okay.
Well, every trait has a positive and a negative aspect to it, and then you've got. I had empath, and I got an option to remove that if I wanted through some dialogue options that came up partway through the game. I haven't come up with anything to get rid of my introvert aspect. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can. There's different ways to do that.
Did anyone else? And this is not spoiler territory. I mean, this is right in the beginning of the game. You know that space pirate that you run into that you're trying to, I guess, like talk yourself out of that fight. Like, did any? I didn't even bother. I just opened fire. I'm like, hey, stop right there. I'm like, I don't know who you are, dude, but it's time to test out the shooting mechanics.
Did you blow up the barrel? You blew up the explosives behind them?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I went, I literally just drew my weapon, and I'm like, all right, it's time to test out. You see what Bethesda did here with the gunplay.
I persuaded him to leave me alone. Yep,
you're a sweet talker then. Okay,
but I didn't kill him. Some other people said
I failed my persuasion.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
How about you,
I think
Epic?
I failed on that one as well.
The first time I failed, and the second time I failed, and anyway, the 5th time I persuaded him using the big banger. I think it was 5 points at the end, and it was like, oh, I won.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still don't understand how that mechanic works. It's like, because I kind of
I don't quite either. I know, like, it's color coded, right? It's color coded.
Yeah.
Like the hot, like the reds and yellows are obviously like you're taking like a more aggressive approach, I think, and maybe a chance. But I don't.
You have to fill those 4 bars up.
With the red.
4 bars to persuade them. So it's So if you're up to your last, if you're up to your last chance, then you have to go full bang with the red option, I think it is. But if you're already spec with persuasion, I'm not sure if it gives you an automatic, advantage with the little squares or not. I don't know how that part works, how that balances out. But yeah.
I think it gives you, like the first spec on the persuasion thing, I think it gives you like just 10%. And maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like it gives you 10% like a better possibility for them to accept whatever answer that you're saying. Or if I were to say it without that spec, they might just tell me to F off, which has definitely happened to me in this game. And yeah, so that's something I would suggest bumping up.
RHETRI, this is one of the things that I'm so intrigued with this game, because there's 5 of us on the panel. Each 5 of us have a unique like story thread that we've kind of done since we started this, that we're following since we started this game. Me, I'm a no nonsense Punisher type character. I'm just
Same.
What's my mission? I'm gonna blow everybody's face off, and I'm gonna get the thing that I need to get. Like that's me. That's who I am. I'm the Punisher of space. Okay, I don't want to talk to anybody. Sarah, you want to engage in a little, warm time in the middle of the night? That's cool. But other than that, get out of my way. And stop blocking me. You're blocking me.
Yeah, she's taking your cover spots, isn't she?
Yeah,
in those walkways and stuff.
I've shot her in the ass like 3 times, like without lying. Okay, so but one of the things that's very intriguing to watch, especially me, Kay, Everborn, and a few others. We have a private DM on Twitter X, and everybody's just sharing like their own unique interaction, their own things that they're finding, and I'm like, man, and it's like, right in the beginning this happened. I'm like, that didn't happen to me. I'm like, okay, where did that come from? Okay, how did you get there is what I'm thinking in my mind. And that's the thing about this game. I think that when it's all said and done, this game is going to be just one of those games that everybody has like their own version of it. And that's something that's very unique that I don't see a lot in gaming.
I'm looking forward to like my second playthrough so that I can see what that is like in comparison to how I played through my first playthrough, like the story, the different beats around like what missions come up and what side quests come up. And I've been on this planet before. How does it differ to my last playthrough? I'm really looking forward to that. That should be insane.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is, I agree with you, John, and you guys. This is definitely a game where, I mean, I had people DMing me and like while I was playing, like just come into my chat and just say hello and just tell me some stories and some stuff that they went through. And I'm like, I didn't see that. What are you talking about? I also kind of veered off of the main story a little bit and then had to veer back onto it because I didn't realize how far off I was going on in a tangent. And it's amazing to me how many different stories I'm hearing from different people. Like we saw online some of the funny things where a ship is hailing people, asking them about their warranty on the ship, basically like poking fun of the whole let me contact you about, I want to contact you about your extended warranty, blah blah blah, like that scam that you always get on phone calls.
Wow,
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
No,
it's like the phishing scam, out in space. Like there's some weird funny stuff going on. I was walking by one of the NPCs and I heard him talking to another NPC, and he goes, when I was a kid, he says, when I was a kid, I ate too much heel paste, but now I'm a top dog. So he's talking about like eating paste and shit, like when he was a kid. Like,
that guy would have got a shot. He would have got a shot for sure.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of weird, different stories going on here. It's
what do we got here? What's going on here?
A little Vasco action.
Oh,
that
there
guy
you go.
that guy keeps getting in my way for every time I'm trying to shoot people. But
he's really good at getting in the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's really good at getting in the way. I've been bringing him everywhere with me. But he's kind of being a pain in my butt. But let's go over kind of we'll go over like the overwhelming, like your initial impressions, just overall, over encompassing, and then we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of the different systems and stuff like within the game.
Yeah, you nailed the word, overwhelming for sure. But when we get to me, I'll mention that.
Yeah, it is very overwhelming. So I'll go to you, Red Dead, first. What's your impressions of the game? Are you enjoying it? Do you agree that it's a 7 out of 10? Do you think it's a 10 out of 10? Like, kind of where are you standing on this? You hot, you cold? Where are you standing on Starfield right now?
I'm really, really enjoying the game. I don't think it's a 7, but I still haven't decided where I want to land on that game, because the moment you come out of the game and you kind of are left to your own devices to do what you want, it is 100% what you've been saying. Very overwhelming. I think we're all going to have that opinion. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And it was like, do I want to really invest this much time into a game? And then once you kind of start finding quests or missions, and then you go off on this tangent, and then you kind of find more and more and more. And I'm like, it's like going down the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland type mentality around that. And then I'm like, oh, I actually have story mission to go into. I'm enjoying myself just doing all the side content. And the side content is quite long around some of the missions that you get and the different planets that you go to. I haven't really ventured out that far, I feel like, but like you said, I've done 31 hours in the game and I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. The I mean, the beginning was a little bit slow in certain aspects. But I think it's because you're still trying to find your footing. You don't really know what you've gotten yourself into in this style of game. And you really need to put a little bit more time in to really understand what is possible within this title. And then once that happens, your synapses start going and you're like, oh my God, the possibilities are infinite. And then you start to experience the game as it's intended. And then you're kind of just like, I'm along for the ride. I see what you're doing here, Bethesda, and I'm here for it. And that's where I'm at the moment. I've only done like 2 main story missions, and I still have so many more to do, but absolutely enjoying it. And I kind of am like, put it on pause right when I got here, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I agreed to be on a show the weekend that Starfield came out. And I did a show like on Saturday. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why am I doing shows?
You can say no. It's okay. Yeah, just don't say no.
No, I don't want to say no. You guys are awesome.
I felt like that, dude. I felt like that on Friday, right? And I was salty all day at work because I actually had to work, and I was salty the whole day. I'm like, I can't believe I have to do grown-up stuff and be away from my game. I was literally so salty.
The game came out
Red Dead, don't feel bad.
Friday.
I felt the exact same way tonight. I stopped playing like 20-30 minutes ago or whatever the heck it was, and I was like,
that's a lot.
Getting sick. Like maybe
Thanks
I
a lot,
should
Dave.
Thanks, Dave, for inviting me on your show.
Dude, maybe we should cancel tonight. No.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
Baby.
I legit
on our
like
show is away. And he's sick. He's actually legitimately sick, but we kept making the joke that he's caught the Starfield bug, and so he's not attending the show because I think it is kind of like a bug. It's very contagious at the moment.
It is very contagious.
Yeah. But yeah, the game came out midday on Friday during a work day, and I'm in the office, so I can't even have a cheeky walk off and go play it or during my lunch break or anything like that. And then I don't get home until like 7 o'clock at night, and I was like, I still got to sort dinner, and then I've got a show in the morning. So I was like trying to fit as much in as I can, and then yesterday like 12 hours just obviously breaks and stuff, just played Starfield for like 12 hours straight. It was great. But yeah, loving the game.
Yes. Epictreasure. I know like this, it's a hard thing to say. Like if you could give it a score, cool. Like I kind of agree with Panda. I can't really, you put in more time than all of us, some of us put together, but I can't really give it a score. I think it's unfair to score it. I'm loving the game right now, but what are your impressions of Starfield overall? If you gave it a score, maybe what would it be? Like, what do you think about the game so far? You're obviously played it a bunch, so I'm guessing you kind of like it.
Oh, I love it. Originally, when I played a few hours of it, I'm like, oh, it's about an 8.2 for me. Just because I resented the travel, when you start, and then the whole entire campaign and advertising was about this immersion in space travel. And then when you're playing this, it's like, oh, all right, you're going to go to a menu, and then you're going to go to this spot. But then if you want to land, then this back and forth weird kind of stuff. But as I got deeper into the game, I understood and appreciated why that is there and how good that is, instead of, dicking around, flying around, and, when you've got places to go, especially when it's a RPG type of thing. So,
you're saying in the beginning, like you didn't like the actual just traveling like from a planet to planet was annoying to you type of thing? Are you talking fast travel?
I wanted to fly, and I wanted to, that's most people that I've talked to when they've played it and they've got no, insight into it, and they start to fly and they've been flying for 5 minutes going, what am I doing? And then go to your star system, and then that's how you travel in the game at the start anyway. That's the only sort of thing that I got sort of like, what am I doing? My ship is moving, but I'm not going anywhere. And then I don't read. I read dialogue, but I don't read the tooltips very often because I'm in the moment.
Yes.
But it's changed now. Like last night, I went down a mine. I went to I don't know what planet it was. I went to an empty casino in the sky, and then I went down this mine, and I live streamed this at the time. And I spent ages there. I was just looting and creeping around, and I just got lost in that game. And it wasn't even doing any actual missions. I was
Right.
exploring, and also, I was a bit. We discussed this the other night. We're talking about No Man's Sky and the similarities obviously between both of them. Like, why didn't they just take that aspect out, the whole resource scanning and all that stuff, because it's not, as detailed as No Man's Sky in regards to that. But once you start to play the game a bit more than 10 hours, you can understand that all these things are equally as important. So I think anybody that's played less than 10 does not have a clear brain, even though you might think you do, until you're a bit deeper. Trust me. Hi, Dreadful.
Just be careful, because that's exactly how long John has played the game.
Yeah, my brain is still trying. No,
But I know what you're saying. Like, it's not 10 hours for a game like this is not.
You're not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, you're not. I don't even feel like I'm 30 hours in. And I don't feel like I've scratched the surface really. There's a bunch of mechanics and stuff that I haven't even touched that are there. I've bypassed them, and I haven't built my own ship yet. I've stolen a bunch. I haven't made my own home yet. There's just so much to do in this game. It's kind of unreal. Would you say Epic though? Like, you mentioned No Man's Sky. I hate it. I did not like No Man's Sky personally. And it was probably because like you landed and I was choking to death like in the first literally 2 seconds of the thing. And I'm like, why does the game start off like this? But do you think you mentioned stuff like scanning stuff like you do in No Man's Sky. So is that a mechanic that you don't like in games, or is that something, it's another mechanic that you didn't like in the beginning of Starfield that you ended up liking later? And is it something that Starfield does the same, better, or worse than No Man's Sky? I'm just curious.
Yeah, the resource scanning with this one is a little bit painful because and a lot of people didn't understand, and I didn't. When, you've got a plant there and it's like, 13% scan. It's like, well, I'm trying to scan the whole thing, but no, you've got to find.
Oh, right. You got to find another one.
That's right. And it's like, I don't want to run around this place looking for plants and stuff when I've got shit to do. So I don't mind. Like when I was playing this, I'm like, it felt like it was more of a cumbersome No Man's Sky at the time when I was resourcing and scanning. But later on, like I said, you need that. And with the whole, oh my God, when you can fast travel, to your ship from certain parts of the planet that you're on, that is just nice. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And also, I've got to mention before I forget, and when we're talking about how every game is unique to the person, isn't it lovely how they have the cut scenes with your own photos? That's just so lovely.
I love that.
I know. That is one of
good.
I am over the moon on that feature. I know it was in the last, I think, Fallout. I think it was Fallout 76, which I didn't really know about because I didn't play it a lot. So I guess that's something Bethesda's already done. But this just blew my mind.
That's
like,
a nice
it took
touch.
a while.
Yeah,
it's a great touch because you can take some beautiful photos in this, and just to see them in the screen, because you get a lot of those screens, right? There's a lot of them in this game. That is one of I have very few complaints about this game. Loading screens is one of them. Epic kind of alluded to this earlier about taking yourself out of the immersion of the experience, and fast travel can do that. But to me, the loading screens do that even more because there's just so many of them. I understand why they exist in this game. I'm not an idiot. This game's just ridiculously big. It's massive, but that is something that kind of, I'm used to it now. I'm 30 hours in, so now it doesn't really bother me that much. But in the beginning, I was like, another loading screen. Another loading screen. It does kind of pull you out of the immersion of the game when you're kind of in the moment and something cool is happening and you're transferring into another scene or a different room and you got this little black screen that's loading. But, it is what it is. But guys, hey, I see some stuff being deleted, dude. If you're gonna be a troll, if you're just gonna be a dick, well, I'll just boot you. Like, just be cool. Like, I'm nice till I'm fucking not nice anymore. Yeah,
he's just trolling.
Red gave him the naughty chair.
And just so you guys, our guests know real quick. Sorry that John Wolf Correct. Panda and Epic all have mod powers, so they can do whatever they need to. So there you go.
Oh, I should have put him in the naughty chair. I like it.
I know you could. Yeah,
you're allowed to. That's all right.
Naughty,
Yeah.
Not
naughty.
listening to logic. Like,
you're allowed to not like this game. I don't like every Bethesda game
Yeah.
either,
Oh,
guys. But
absolutely.
there's,
I don't
you
like
know,
every Bethesda game either, but like,
I mean, RHETRI doesn't like me, and he does a podcast with me. So I'm
yeah, every week. So there you go. Like we can get past our issues, but you know, just don't be a dick about it. Just, you know, just be cool, and if say your points, you know what I'm saying, like why you don't like it, and we can have a conversation on that. I got no problem with that. We're not supposed to all like the same stuff anyways, so there's going to be plenty of people, just like in Baldur's Gate 3 coming out. Yeah, that's coming out. The people that aren't going to like that game either, because they're going to realize what type of genre it is, and you know, and the hype's there, and then all of a sudden they play the game like, oh, I don't even like these types of games. So you never know.
I
gotta think and do things.
forward to that game. Oh, I can't wait till the end of the year. And it's actually
You mean
nice
I'm
to
not-
stop watching on
You mean you
September
don't
2nd.
I'm
watch?
waiting on that one too.
You don't watch the game. You actually have to play it.
Mhm,
But that's something
a little
else.
bit.
We'll see what they think on September 6th next week or this week.
Yeah, I mean that's right. It's coming out the same day, isn't it? It's the official Starfield release for Baldur's Gate. Is that
3
right?
days away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't even know what month it is anymore. It's weird to me that we're even in September. So
It's the month of Starfield. We're just changing
Yeah.
September to Starfield month, and that's it.
100%, 100%. What's up, Jet fan? How you doing, brother? So I kind of want to talk about what your thoughts. Well, Dave, let me ask you too, because we haven't talked to you yet. What I saw, you've played a decent amount of the game. Because I spied on everybody.
That's all right.
So I'm curious, what are your impressions of the game so far? And it's okay if you don't like it.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Welcome out to over 70 people in the chat, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Mr. Joanna Dark. There you go. I got his name right, didn't I? Oh, sorry. John's never going to let me live that down. But I'm not going to let myself live that down. What are you talking about? But yeah, man, I enjoy it. I love it. I really do like the game a lot. I'm one of those people that, bought Skyrim on like 4 or 5 different systems, and because it was such a great game to play over and over and over again. So yeah, I get it, but games, you're right, they're not for everybody, but that's why we have variety and choice. But if I was just going to give you off the cuff, it's to me high 90s, because it's everything I wanted it to be and more. But that's just me. That may not be, you may disagree with me. You'd be wrong, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Your
kidding.
opinions can be wrong, Dave, right?
Yeah. I'm just playing. But no, seriously, I really enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, I'm just scratching the surface, man. I can hardly wait to get into this. And there was like people were talking about Epic is restarted 2 or 3 times or 5 times, over again, and that's cool. But for
That's
me,
when you know you're
like,
really on it.
Yeah,
Really wanna
exactly.
finish it.
And you know what? That's awesome, because you wanted to tweak and get what you want to do, because in the long haul, you'd hate to get like 30 hours in and then realize you needed to restart. So I get it. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. But like I was, kind of on the side, like doing the main mission, get on the main mission. And then I happened to catch somebody put up a thing about the Mantis missions. And I'm like, what's that? So that's what I just got through finished before we get on here. I was like,
oh, did you finish the
finished
Mantis,
that.
dude? That's a high level for you, and you didn't get your butt kicked on that.
No.
Wow, really? Dang it! I've been leveling up waiting to do that mission. I should have done it.
Different I guess chests and stuff in there. I mean, probably about 10, I guess, maybe, that I'll need to go back later when I have my lockpicking skills up, because they're like, this is, you can't do this now.
Right. Yeah.
So there's probably going to be some more stuff there, but yeah, it's, I'm not going to say I didn't die a few times, but yeah,
right.
It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. And, but I'm starting from there. So and now I'm going to go back to the main mission, but with a little better, I guess, ship and all that kind of stuff to get me going. So there you go.
Right. Because the Mantis mission, I think you get a gun and a ship in that, right? Like a decent.
You get the legendary
is it that white one?
backpack,
That like
and
Star
the
Wars
helmet.
looking one?
Yeah, and then you also get the ship,
Yep.
which is multi-layered and has a nice weapons bay where you can display your weapons and everything. It's pretty badass.
Oh, all right. I'm doing that
Mhm.
one next. I gotta
Nice.
write it down.
Can we all? Oh, go ahead, RHETRI. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, can we all kind of agree though that Mateo is annoying? Like, no matter how many hours into the game you are, and why did they give this dude like a shower cap? All right, and he's he's that guy that's really excited, you know, about the whole space thing, and he's talking to you. You're like, Mateo, just shut up.
That's really spoken for him.
But you want to know what's
once.
funny? I haven't even met that guy yet.
Oh, you don't know about Mateo?
No.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? That's the
Exactly.
thing about this game. That's exactly what I tried to say. How everybody's interaction with the game is different. How everybody's score can vary depending on which route you took. You know, that's why this game is so polarizing, in my opinion, which is a great thing. You know, we need variety in this industry. We need games like this to shake things up. But one thing that I will say is that for Xbox, faithful, right? I think that this all but makes up for the many years of the Xbox 360 generation when they didn't pull the trigger and purchase BioWare during the Mass Effect days, right? I think they've made up for that with Starfield alone in spades here, right? Not only, Bethesda as a whole, but Starfield kind of makes up for that, what many consider to be a mess up, but by not acquiring BioWare in their heyday. At least to me, this kind of makes up for it. But the thing is about this game, RHETRI, that I find myself like even engaged in the corridor sections when you're engaging in these corridor gunfights. The game gives me like so many flavors of different games that we've played before, but they made it unique to their own. Like for example, there's times like I remember within like my first few hours in my first corridor, I was like, man, this is giving me Dead Space vibes. I don't know why. I'm getting kind of Dead Space vibes where it like the station that I was on feels very lonely, like if you're alone out there in space type of feeling. So the ambiance of the game is something that I think that they really nailed. To me, the aesthetics, and I think that the controversy of kind of like the ugly graphics, right, that I'm hearing out there from kind of from some of the chatter out there, that the graphics are ugly. To me, the way that I kind of envision this game, like I don't know if this has anything to do with the story, because I haven't really found this or heard this anywhere, but it looks like time got stuck in the 70s to me. Okay. And then, it's kind of weird because everything has like this weird 70s vibe to it, where it's like if time just stopped in the 70s but technology kept on from, from there on. So it's very interesting. And I kind of want to see where the story goes and kind of see what's happened to, I guess you can say Earth and all that. Cause I heard that stuff happened to Earth. I haven't even found out what happened and all that. So it has me engaged. And I remember the early days of Destiny, when Destiny 1 launched, that you knew that you were interacting with a whole new galaxy and a whole new world, like in the same vein of a Marvel Cinematic Universe, of a Star Wars, where they can easily expand this universe in so many ways, because there's so many characters that we're probably going to fall in love with down the line, that they can just do spin-offs. So it looks like they've even made their own universe with Starfield. It's basically Xbox's version of Star Wars, if you really think about it. So I know that they have Halo and all that, but like it's nice to kind of have a kind of contrast of different styles here. This is kind of like a more realistic, more down to earth type feel than Halo. That's a little bit more sci-fi, kind of like futuristic, if you know what I mean. But man, I'm really intrigued in the game. I think that the most important thing for me was not the storytelling, because I knew that Bethesda was going to nail that. I knew that that's their bread and butter. To me, it was going to be how they kind of casualized it. in the way that casuals can be engaged in the game, and that's with the gunplay mechanics. That's something that, to me, I'm a pew pew type gamer. Okay, I need my pew pews.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that this game delivers on that, because if you're a fan of like the old third person style over the shoulder type games, you got that here. If you like your first person shooters, you got that. And I feel like this game really did a good job. Like, I understand why it took them so long to feel comfortable and why they pushed it back to make sure that all of these mechanics, that it's a lot of mechanics, guys. That's
this
the thing.
Is mechanic heavy.
Dude, I am very overwhelmed. Like in the green room, I even had to ask Panda, where's the storage locker at? I have no idea.
Right.
And
cargo.
And that's 10 hours in, and the only reason I noticed is because Sarah keeps on telling me every time I land somewhere, hey, you're looking a little heavy, buddy. Hey, you sure? Hey, you got your bag full of stuff. You want to unload some stuff? I'm like, what is it? Is this lady giving me innuendos or something? Like, what's going on here? Okay, so that's so that's the only thing that I think to circle back, just to summarize what I'm trying to say, we're going to be playing this for a very long time, guys. There's no need to rush it. Don't feel rushed. Don't let that FOMO get you of, I need to beat the story before anybody, before my friends and all that stuff. Just take it slow. This game took a long time to come out. Let's enjoy it now, because I can see myself playing this honestly for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you just said. And on the aesthetic side too, I mean, Todd said they wanted to ground it more in reality anyways. They took several trips to NASA and whatnot. So that's what you're seeing. It kind of reminds me of like the original Star Wars, where everything looked kind of like it does in Starfield, and everything wasn't glossy and shiny and chromy, you know what I'm saying? Till the later movies, which was a mistake in my opinion anyways. But I think it's basically, a little more grounded with some futuristic tech in there, right? So, which makes this story more relatable too, I think, because you could feel like this isn't too far off from possibly happening. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like a crazy stretch like 1,000 years from now, because it does take place. I think it's 2330 or something like that, 2300, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's. We'll definitely talk. We'll go through some things in the game, and I just want to get everyone's opinions on different kind of aspects of the game. What's up, October Snowman? That's my buddy. He's in here. Def Leopard, he's saying, I've only enjoyed Skyrim. I have high hopes for Starfield. Def, I didn't know you weren't playing this already. I figured you'd be all over this one. I really am someone who doesn't love every Bethesda game. The Fallout games are okay to me, but I loved Skyrim, and this is Skyrim in space to me. But to be fair, like what John was saying, the mechanics are super deep. There's like layers and layers upon mechanics. And I would definitely emphasize being patient with this game and do something that I normally don't do, because I like to rush through stuff, is really read the screen. Sometimes the UI is like something's like a little hidden, like, it's just like this little word in the bottom right hand corner. So if you guys are confused on what to do, 9 times out of 10 it's there on the screen telling you what to do. You just might not be seeing it, because some of these systems are a little wonky, but yeah, so far it's pretty damn good. Jet Fan was saying in the chat that this he really loved Cyberpunk, and that he loves this one more. And that's when I'm like shooting in this game, this has got, especially like when you're on Neon City, this is reminding me a ton of the way Cyberpunk was playing when I played it. And it got me a lot of Cyberpunk vibes, and I'm enjoying this more than Cyberpunk. And that's a pretty big, that's a pretty big thing for me to say, because I really
that's awesome.
liked Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Has anybody had any luck landing on that gas planet I keep on hearing about? Or
do you want me to know that the game was trolling King Thrash as soon as I started it up? Because one of the first things that comes up when you load it up, you know how it gives you tips. It's like, you can't land on gas giants or ice giants. And I was like,
Oh.
honestly.
Did it really?
Thank you, Bethesda. I hope you put that
love
update in
that.
there just for launch.
That'd be funny if they did that. Oh man, I
That
love
is
that.
hilarious.
Fascinating. Imagine if they did. So
Let's-
sneaky.
Right.
Yeah, let's talk about the gunplay. I'm curious what you guys think. We're all in different areas of this, so some of us have opened up some crazy good guns, and some of us are still in the beginning of the gunplay itself. But I'll start with you, Epic. Are you enjoying the gunplay itself? Do you think it's good? Have you played older Bethesda games, or you think this might be an improvement over something like Fallout 4? Or what are your overall thoughts on the gunplay mechanics themselves? Do you find it fun?
And let me add
Yeah,
one more
absolutely.
thing. Let me add one more
Yeah.
thing, Epic. Are
Go
you
ahead.
playing in first person or third person?
I'm playing it in both. So
Okay.
if I'm frolicking
Great
out
question.
in the world, then I'll be third. Especially
Yes.
because I go into photo mode often. But then if I'm in a gunfight, then I'll go first person. But sometimes I might even go third person because I like, shooters in third person too. It does not bother me. So when I did my first playthrough, when I started to do the first one, I spec with shotgun, and my shotgun was all janky. It was not like it felt like it was broken to me. And this is when there were enemies like blinking on the screen. And what the fuck is this? And so that's when I respect. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be stuck with shotgun if it's, like that. But other than that, I've had no problems. But it could have just been an area or once off. But I was like shooting right into them and nothing was going on. And that was like only for less than a couple of minutes. But I thought, oh no, I don't want to be, run around with only a shotgun, having that point in there if I don't want to commit to doing it. It's a waste of a point. So, yeah, I've got all my guns set up. How do you have your D-pad gun set up? At the top, I've got all my pistols. On the right, I've got my big daddy guns. Down the bottom, I've got my heels, and on the left, I've got my melee weapons.
Same as you? Yeah.
That's
I'm
how
pretty
I
much-
should be
yep.
doing it. I was doing that in the beginning, and then I went crazy and went unorganized, and now everything's like everywhere. But yeah, I'm an idiot. I should be separating like the big boy guns, the pistols, and definitely I need to put more healing stuff in there as well, and throwables too, some grenades and whatnot. But yeah, I got to get that better organized because I got way too much stuff. One thing about this game that you will realize probably in the beginning too is you get heavy real quick. Like you know what I mean? You can't move. You kind of overload yourself. You overload your ship. You overload you, right? So I'm constantly, another thing, John, in case you didn't know, you can always, like, if you take Vasco with you, you can you can give him a lot of your stuff that's on you, so you don't have to carry it.
But
you can
but
move.
RHETRI, I'm trying to kind of slide in Sarah's DMs. That's why I'm taking her everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, girl, you're coming with me on this
Flirt with
mission.
her every chance you get. Then
Can Vasco carry more than Sarah, or are they the same? I didn't even take into account their ability to be a Sherpa. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't use Sarah a lot, so can you not give Sarah stuff?
you can.
Or
I
is she?
think
Yeah,
it's
you
like
can.
195 or something is her max.
Okay.
that's interesting to have a look.
Yeah, because Vasco's has got to be way higher than that, I imagine. So
I'm
that
me
must be the
ask you-
benefit of taking him around, is just giving him all your crap.
I'll give that a try, but let me ask you this. I did one thing, and I'm sorry to jump my turn, but one question I have right away before I forget is what about when one of the mechanics that I really don't like right now is that you can barely run without which kind of replicates real life. I could barely run without losing breath right now. So is that something that you obviously I've seen kind of like the chart that you can work on your fitness and stuff like that.
Yes, that's it.
Okay,
It's
does
your
that
fitness.
it's your fitness, or does it have to do with the weight that you have on?
Both.
Like
both.
Oh, both. Okay.
So if you actually take take a lot of stuff off your character, you'll be able to run further with your stats from the get go. But you're not going to want to do that because you're going to want to carry a bunch of stuff with you. That's especially weapons. I probably have 20 weapons on me right now. But you want to, I mean, this is one of those games. it either grabs you or it doesn't. This game grabbed me, so I literally sat there, and I'm not kidding you. I ran for an hour and a half. I'm not exaggerating. I literally ran in a circle for an hour and a half just to get my fitness stats up so I could not run out of oxygen quicker.
That's cool.
Because you do a lot of running in this game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest doing what I did, but because like the first time to upgrade your fitness, you got to run out of oxygen 20 times. And you got to make sure you do it all the way till it's almost hurting you. You have to do it so your tank is like completely depleted. The second time you have to do it to upgrade fitness, it's 100 times. That's why I had to run in a circle for an hour. Yeah, and it goes up from there. That's only level 2, guys. So that's how big this game is. Like, it's insane how far you can go, even on level 2, before you start running out of breath. But you need stuff like that because, as we know, there's no land vehicles in this game yet. So
yeah, that's the key word.
Yeah,
yet.
That's a key word, I think, right there. Let me go to you, Red Dead, because I personally think the gameplay mechanics, the gun mechanics specifically, are vastly improved. It's the one thing I was very, very, very worried about this game. I did not like the gameplay mechanics in Fallout 4. It's the same team. So I was worried. I'm not worried anymore. I'm actually really enjoying the gunplay. It's not like Doom-esque. It's not that good. It's not id Software good. But what are your thoughts about the gunplay mechanics in this game? Are you enjoying the gunplay? Is that part of the game fun to you, or do you think it's still kind of clanky and it's got a little ways to go?
I'm enjoying it. I think all the guns have their own unique feeling around how they play. Like, I found some different shotguns that I really like. Some of the shotguns, Epic, are interesting. But I think that's like with any type of gun, depending on what you're going for. But I've kind of got ballistics, and I'm running sort of a lasers build. Just using a lot of laser weapons, which is quite cool. I think, like, I haven't put enough in to kind of really develop out them. Like, I've just started putting into the rifles spec in the tree because I'm using a lot of rifles at the moment. But I really, really like the pistols. Sometimes when I play a lot of gun games, I don't really play with pistols much. But they're really, really good. And I was a bit worried, playing previous Bethesda titles, how it just doesn't feel, I guess it feels loose. This feels a lot snappier. It's not ever going to be anything like Halo or a Call of Duty or anything like that. But
no,
I usually don't play Bethesda games in first person. But the first person in this game is actually pretty decent. The only thing I'm struggling with is the 30 FPS. I am enjoying the first person with the gunplay. And sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, if I forget to change to first person during gunplay, I'm shooting in third person because I like kind of traversing in third person. And then when I'm pinching stuff, I'm in first person just because, you need that extra close up around making sure you get the right thing. But thoroughly enjoying the gunplay for, I think it's the best that they've ever done, and definitely remarkably an upgrade over Fallout indeed. So if you're worried about that, it is an improvement. I have adjusted my sensitivities though.
Yes, I'm glad you said that because I was going to say that next. I had to crank mine down.
On PC,
way down.
Yeah.
Horizontal axis, guys. If you're having issues, crank that puppy as low as 10% if you want. Like, it's that. It is that crazy. Because I think it starts on like 50 or 60%. It is high, and you're just like, whoom, whoom.
I'm okay with it. I kind of
mine up higher because I like that.
Me too.
Oh, you went up?
Because when I play like Halo and all of them, I'm quite high on my sensitivity.
Wow.
And so I went up because I'm like, this is too slow for me. I need to speed.
Oh my god.
RHETRI, do you have
we went exactly the exact opposite.
Is anybody who else is playing on PC? Anybody?
I'm playing on PC.
Yet. I am going to.
I'm playing on PC, but I'm using the STARFIELD controller. And one thing that I recommend to everyone is get yourself a pair of FPS sticks to raise that right thumbstick because that's going to give you more precision in games just in general. I mean, I use it for, because I play a lot of Call of Duty, and I've been using it since forever. So the sensitivity, RHETRI, I found it perfectly fine for me.
Really?
Yep. I recommend.
Let me ask you before. Let me go through everybody.
Mhm.
So Epic, you're on PC, right?
I'm on both.
Oh, you're
And
doing
with-
both. Okay.
Yeah, so PC, I had to dial it all the way down, like mega down. On
Okay.
Xbox, I didn't touch it. It was fine for me on Xbox.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah.
I guess I'm the only ones. All right. Don't listen to me, guys. I guess it's fine. I usually crank it down, specifically my horizontal. I do that in a lot of games. When I play like Halo and I play like what I call like fast-paced shooters, I usually crank it up. For some reason, this game seemed too fast for me, at least on the Xbox. I haven't touched PC yet. That's next, but I don't do keyboard and mouse anyways. I'm going to still be using controller on the PC anyways, but we'll have to see. Red Dead, are you on an Xbox? Are you playing this on PC or both?
I'm
or
on
what are you doing?
Xbox. I'm using my Elite Series 2 controller
Okay.
for this. Yeah, so I'm thoroughly loving that ability. But I've got the long stick on my my aim on my right joystick. So yeah.
That's the way.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I got those too. So John, you're playing on a Series X, right?
No, I've done about 90% of my 10 hours on my PC.
That's right. I forgot your
I'm-
PC Master Race now. I forgot. How could I forget
now-
that? You're on the show with
nowadays,
Kay.
yeah. It's Redfall really broke me. Okay, I'm a broken individual now. So
Yeah.
no, but I did want to try it on the Series X as well, because still no missionary gaming over here. All right, we mix it up. So I will say that even though it's 30 FPS on the Xbox, they did something with the motion blur that really reduces the feeling of 30 FPS. I think that they did a really good job on this. Let me tell you, from a lot of 30 FPS games that I played, this is probably up there with probably one of the smoothest. I don't know if it's and I'm telling you, I literally went from the PC version to the Xbox version because I wanted to try out. Yes, you could still tell it's 30. I mean, that no one can take away. You can't make up frames, but it does feel very, very smooth. I will say too that I feel when I'm in first person mode, when I'm in like those really close corridor sections, I feel like if machine games lent a hand in this game, because I just feel that Wolfenstein feel to the weapons.
I hear you there.
You know what I'm saying?
There's some
Well, we
other
know they
DNA
helped,
in
right?
this
I think
title,
id
yeah.
and Machine. I think there was 3 other. I think Machine Games did help them. I thought. No, id did. I think Machine did as well. I could be wrong. Someone in the chat can correct me if that's not correct. I'm pretty sure there was another team as well.
Doom and Doom Eternal are probably my one of my all-time favorite FPS shooters. So I don't feel that as much here, even though I do kind of see that. But I feel Wolfenstein big time when I go into that FPS mode.
Yeah,
like it's just
agree with
like I feel
Wolfenstein.
like
It's different.
Go ahead.
I was saying it hits different. It hits like a Machine Games. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with you there.
that's kind of how it feels to me, which I think it's a great thing, because they, Machine Games those Wolfenstein games are fantastic. I'm really satisfied.
Sorry. Okay, right. It was. I'm sorry. I just wanted to correct myself. People are saying they helped with graphics, not shooting. That's right. I forgot about that. So
I'm surprised.
we did get clarification on that. So I mean, that's good news that Bethesda team was able to step up their own game without outside help.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't get outside help. I would probably get it. To me, nobody. There is no better shooting than id Software, in my opinion.
They could've-
Nobody
they
can
could've-
beat them.
Hired someone from those companies to work on that. You never know. Like actually employed someone permanently and now is part of Bethesda. You don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah,
That's
it could
good
be that they
point, too.
said
That's a good point.
they could be that they said, hey, you know what? The shooting's not down pack. Let's move you away from Indiana Jones for a little while, and let's polish up Starfield, and then we'll put you back on Indiana Jones. So who knows? The bottom line is that they did a good thing. They made a right choice, and the shooting. If there's one thing that no one, and I mean no one online is complaining about, it's the shooting mechanics. So they did that part right. So that's
I
not.
agree.
I have not heard not one complaint about that. So I'm super satisfied.
Yep. So the 30 FPS thing for me, I am kind of noticing it a little bit. I do think it's decent. It's smooth enough on the Series X, but yeah, I was one of those guys who wanted 60, and I'll get that when I play on the PC, but it is what it is in that instance, but I think it's pretty dang smooth anyways. What about the story, you guys? I don't know. For me, this is hard to talk about because I went off on a tangent and kind of went into space, so to say, like doing like my own weird thing. Are you guys kind of mainlining the mainline quest right now, or are you going off on a tangent? I'll start with Epic. She's kind of smiling. I know she's like redone her thing like 5 times. I feel like you've been all over the place. I don't know, but are you kind of are you doing the mainline quest Epic right now? Or are you kind of just like ADD like me, like, ooh, that's a pretty flower, and you just go over there?
The ADD, the ADHD thing gets me every time. I'm collecting all the little things all over the place, and like, I'm not mainlining at all at the moment, but I thought it was beautiful when you go to the city and you go to the museum and you see, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, what happened to Earth. And if you're playing it, make sure you go to the city and then go to, I forget what, Red, do you know what place?
It's like a museum or something, right?
The mast?
Yeah, it's a masked museum, I think.
I can't remember. You go in the lift, you can go in an elevator, and it takes you. I don't know. Is it the top floor? I can't remember.
I think you're going down actually from the
bottom floor.
Yeah, the very bottom, and it's like a museum, and it's beautiful. Like the lighting in there, like that section is gorgeous.
I took photos galore, and then you just. I am having ADHD. I'm a notorious dialogue skipper. This time,
yes.
and it's a part of why I re-rolled too, because once I got distracted, I missed a chunk of something that I was supposed to, understand. It's like if you have ADHD and, if you were going through school and and
Me
you're reading
too.
a book,
On the same way,
go back,
Epic.
read the book, read the page again, you know what I mean?
Especially when you're getting codes or like, here's the combination that, blah, blah, and I'm like, next. I'm like, crap. How do I?
What happened?
What's the combination?
You got that notepad there.
The person telling you to meet you somewhere, and you're like, where do I meet you again?
Yes.
Skipping everything. Same with like TV movies. It's like I'm watching it, but I'm actually staring through the screen a lot of the time. And it's, what just happened? What did they say? What's going on? And so with this, I've had to be very mindful about paying attention to every word. And even in that museum, I went back and listened to the lines over and over and over again, maybe 2 or 3 times, to understand what happened and why this all happened in this story. So without that, and that's another thing when it comes to New Game Plus, why people, I guess, say to go through the story and then go to New Game Plus, because then you understand all the factions. And then when you're picking your background, it's like, well, what the fuck are these factions that, like you don't know, this gives you an advantage with this place and this gives you a disadvantage with this place. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know what this is. You know what it is later on in the game. So, it's.
So you're all over the place. Like, it sounds like Panda is the same way, because I got ADHD too, and I'm just like, like someone said in the chat, ooh, shiny. I was like, yes, exactly, dude.
Ooh, what's that over there?
Right.
Hey,
so many shinies in this game.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, guys. I just want to welcome out to over 100 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. RHETRI, did we get to we have a new member? Did you mention that?
I did not. Yeah, and I think there was a super chat too. I think from Silent. I also missed.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
No
Jim's
worries.
Ryan, first party GoFundMe account. I know who you are. Jim Ryan's first party GoFundMe account became a YouTube member. What's going on? Wow,
Thanks.
I didn't see that coming. Not
We're
from that
bringing
guy.
him to the dark side.
Appreciate. That's right. Silent Cypher with the $2 super chat. This game grabbed me, but with consent. Well, it's good to ask. It's good to ask and get consent.
Sorry about that, man. I just want to make sure we knock those out.
No, thank you. I'm glad I totally forgot about that. Sorry about that, Silent. That's my brother right there. Congratulations to Silent, by the way. He hit 1,000, it's not subscribers, 1,000 followers on Twitter. So
congratulations,
to you on that, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you, FarQ. Hit that like button. Share out the show, guys. We always were terrible at marketing, so please help us do that, because I just forget to say, hey, hit the subscribe. Hey, if you're joining us for the first time, hit the like button, share us out.
ADHD drip.
All that, exactly. All that jazz. Yeah. I mean, I've been staring. Epic's background is so distracting to me. I could stare at that all day long. Like, it's
cool.
Just to be gaming with that, it's like very soothing. Like, it's funny that she has that, because I always told my wife, like, if I ever get the money, I want to have a big aquarium in the back with jellyfish. Nice.
I love it. Is that an ADHD thing? I am obsessed with jellyfish.
Right?
Nice.
Okay.
Love them.
Yeah. It's nice and I
had a jellyfish, like, not a real one, but like a little jellyfish lamp before I had that. And they were just,
Have you guys played a game called Splatoon?
Stare at it. Yes.
Okay.
Play Tinykin. That's great if you've got an ADHD brain. Ooh,
yes.
Go click this. Ooh, go click this. Ooh, over here.
Good shout out, Tinykin. One of my favorite. Not to get off the subject of Starfield, but Tinykin. I praise that game up and down. I love it so much. One of the best platformers I've played in years. So if you guys have a chance, it's off of Game Pass. Unfortunately, it just left Game Pass, but highly recommend Tinykin. Go buy it. It's probably cheap. It was an indie team. Fantastic fucking game. Like, I love that game so much.
And I want to correct myself. I just realized I'm an idiot. It's the Splatoon people are squids, not jellyfishes. Sorry about that.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, let me think about this. It didn't land.
I thought they were foxes.
Oh, I got you. Okay. There you go.
John Foxes.
John Fox.
Exactly. Def Leopard knows exactly how much I love Tinykin. He loved that game as well. So shout out to Def. Yeah, it's way too good. I didn't ask you guys. This should have been one of the first things I asked you. But what faction, like, what area are you going? Like, what play style are you guys going with this? I'm going pirate. I'm going bad. I'm killing all kinds of people.
Yeah, me too.
Even some accidentally. Little pointer. So I'm going Crimson Fleet. I'm going pirate. I'm going bad. But I was trying to do, like, sneak into an area. I think this was on Neon City, by the way. And I brought Vasco with me. So little tip. I forgot to tell him to, like, stay where he was. And this was a very hard section that you could easily get killed in. And Vasco just went out and just started literally, like, he bitch slaps people sometimes. It's really fucking funny. He will literally, like, hit someone and just, like, bitch slap them on the ground. Yeah. And then I had to fight everyone, and everyone had to die. But good news is I was able to get up one of my shotgun stats because I had to kill, like, no joke, like 70 people in that underground. So just keep that in mind when you bring someone like Vasco, or you bring one of your sidekicks. Sometimes you gotta tell them what to do or stay put.
I accidentally took on a mission where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna shoot these people in this room. I'm actually gonna take the mission. That's fine. And by mistake, I pressed my the right bumper and I threw a grenade and then I'm like, all right, fuck it. It looks like I'm gonna have to kill everybody. It says you are now an enemy of whoever it was.
You're happy.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to waste everybody in here.
It sounds like me and John are having a very similar play style.
Oh yeah, I told you, I'm the Punisher of space.
I just often exactly.
Yes, that's a good point too. Don't always wait for the autosave.
Continuing a Renegade playthrough.
There you go.
Pretty
Red
much.
Dead, how are you playing this game? Are you going stealth? Are you going, like, what faction are you choosing? Like, what are you doing in this?
Chosen a faction yet. I'm factionless or maidenless.
Oh, okay.
At the moment. I will get there. I still really just trying to find out what I want to do in this game. And who I want to align myself with. I am not going crazy and guns blazing every chance I get. Taking a measured approach.
Shame on you.
I will, but I kind of want to do that on my next playthrough because I'll understand the game so much more and inherently just really know what I want to do with the game. Whereas right now I'm like, this is my safe playthrough. Obviously, I'll do some stupid stuff in it, but, like, I want to go
Mhm.
guns blazing in my next playthrough. I've got friends who are going straight in as Ronins, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do that on my next one. I'm being boring right now, but yeah. It's because you don't know what Starfield is because you don't know what you don't know yet because you're so
You're right.
early into the game, and I'm like, I don't know what I can and can't get away with.
Mm.
Essentially, but I think you can basically just walk around and kill anyone whenever you want, right? From my understanding.
What you can,
Well, Andrew is.
not
Andrew in
without
chat is.
consequences. Let me tell you.
Oh, he
Not
wants
without
to.
consequences, obviously, but
Yeah.
like
I mean, sometimes like when I Mike Vasco went in and started slapping people when we were trying to sneak around, I was like, shit, because it was
It's
an
called
area.
laying the smackdown, Retri.
I
He was laying the
thought we
smackdown.
were gonna die. Luckily, I bought a really good gun in Neon City. If you get a chance to go in Neon City, I highly recommend getting a gun called Boom Boom. I'm not kidding you. That's the name of it. That thing
Boom,
is
boom, pow.
ridiculously awesome.
That's what he was
Nice.
doing. You would bring in the boom boom, and
I was
Vasco
bringing the
bringing
boom boom.
pow.
Yeah, Vasco was bitch slapping women. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Come
I was
on,
like,
man.
well, all right. I guess this shit just got real. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, watch out. All right. I'm gonna get some. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get some virtual tomatoes thrown at me right now. Okay.
All right, go for it.
All right, here we go. So, 10 hours into the game, I'm kind of seeing how just right from the beginning of the game. Okay, the very first thing that you do in this game, okay, spoiler alert, okay, is you touch something and then you have a vision of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone is liking the story in this game and you did not like that first season of the Halo show, I'm just saying. Okay, if you watch that,
all right. You know what,
come
John?
on, throw 'em.
I'm sending Vasco after you to bitch slap you.
No touchy.
I'm just saying, okay, because I see some similarities there.
Man,
that's all. Go ahead, throw those tomatoes.
Nah,
right?
I know where you're going. It's kind of a little bit of a stretch, but it's not too much of a stretch. I see what you're saying, but
you know what I'm saying. Okay?
I'll get tomatoes thrown at me. Halo show was shit. I'm sorry, the show was not good, but that's my opinion. You can disagree with that. Some people loved it.
Man. How do you not like Master Cheeks? Come on, man.
Master Cheeks. That was the least of my problems. I didn't even that even bother me about that.
When they did the combat.
Oh, look at Kay Asante. You know what I'm talking about, Kay.
So
come on.
That's right. Thank you, Kay. Yeah, listen, you gotta listen to Kay. He literally is in the show, so I don't want to hear any slander.
Listen.
Wow.
Listen. All I'm saying is
that's his twinsy. Oh my God, that's his twin.
All I'm saying is that with all the criticism that the Halo show got, which I was a fan of,
deservingly so.
Hey, but that story seems similar to me. All right. For now, for what I've played. Okay. You touch this thing, you have a vision. Okay. I'm like, am I having deja vu here? I think I've seen this before somewhere, but that's just me. But that's just
look
me.
Look what Asante said.
John's drunk. That's right.
Hey,
he's white girl wasted right now. He needs to slow down with that.
This is my villain. This is my villain arc right now. Okay.
I love Def Leppard. I'm trashing on the Halo show. He's like, it had a few good moments. Yeah, I had a few good moments. Yeah, I don't want to pick on it too much, but hey, there's another season. It did really well for the streaming service. What was it? Paramount? Yeah, Paramount. So hey, we're getting another one. I said, Asante says, I'm in the show and RHETRI hates it. I don't hate your scenes. Your scenes he's probably the best actor in the whole damn thing. And Halsey, of course. Awesome.
Oh, Halsey's really good in that show.
Yeah,
but
she's really good in that.
But I am getting more than anything because it's been compared to a lot of things, especially No Man's Sky. Because of just, just the look of the game. I mean, it's hard to tell someone that if they watch a trailer of No Man's Sky and they see a trailer of Starfield, it's hard to tell the person that it's not, kind of like similar. That I do agree with, even though it's not the same game, right? And it's completely different game. But I do think that I do see a lot of Mass Effect with this game. I don't know if everybody else feels the same way.
I agree with that.
And,
I can agree with that.
Outer Worlds as well.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Oblivion's Outer Worlds. That's a good comparison. I can see that as well. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Expanse, the show.
Yeah,
the
that's
the
a great
Expanse.
one. That's probably that feels more at home than anything to me. The Expanse, that's a great one. Plus, I think they have those games, the Expanse games or series is coming out from Telltale as well. So
Have
those
another
are out.
super chat.
All right, let me get to that.
That's exactly what I read too. Touching
come
things
on.
and having visions. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, this is
Right.
the way.
The
Mandalorian.
John rolls.
Super chat, touching
He
things
goes scorched
and
earth
having
on everything,
visions.
doesn't he?
Hey,
John.
Just saying. Just saying.
Johnny scorched earth.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. What do you guys think of the overall, like earlier John was talking about the aesthetic of the game and how it reminds him of like Dead Space and other games. But what do you think about the visuals? And when I say visuals, I'm not talking about the graphic fidelity. And I agree with that. The fidelity is not the greatest. It's a little blurry in some areas. Like it's not crisp necessarily, but it's a Bethesda game. I didn't expect it to be, and I didn't expect the world's largest game to have 8K resolution and textures. But what do you guys think about the actual the art direction, like the lighting? Are you guys finding this game as beautiful as I am? Because I think it's absolutely fucking gorgeous, to be honest with you. What do you think, Epic? I'll go to you first.
Oh yeah, get to me first. This is, oh my god! I made a video of, and I love photo mode. And there's a few people that I follow that that's what they do. They just play games and they go photo mode. Holden is one of them that does it amazingly. But when I went into photo mode, I was in space, and obviously, dickhead. But it was my spaceship was in the darkness, a lot of negative space there for the shot, and I wanted to zoom in on my character and see her in the cockpit, right, with all the illumination. And I thought, oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That'd be a nice shot. But then I went further in. I went all the way through in photo mode through the ship, all the way to the back of it, and then Sarah's standing there leaning against the wall. But I zoomed in on like a little tiny panel on a table thing, and everything was just so crisp and beautiful. And every room I go into, especially that first room where you've got the artifacts on the table there, it's just stunning,
I agree.
Every little bits and piece that you see in this game is so lovingly made. And when Bethesda sent me out a care package, I did not know that they were sending me out anything. They sent me out, and I've got them upstairs in the fridge, the 3 packets of chunks. So you see them in the game. They're like chunks, like the foil packet. Food, right? So they sent me 3 of those that they were but they were from a marshmallow company. And the dude that designed all that DM'd me, because he got to actually see, he got to actually see his own creation on Twitter in the flesh, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh my god, we should be getting some of those soon, because I took pictures and was one was cheesecake and one was, I don't know, one was grilled chicken or something. I don't know what it tastes like, so I haven't eaten it. But all those just little bits and pieces in games that it just blows me away. So the environment is stunning, and just every little texture, every little bit in this game is just absolutely beautiful. And I can't believe anyone would say otherwise. It is stunning.
Yes.
Stunning.
I agree. Like the landscapes and vistas are just
They're jaw dropping.
Yep. They really are jaw dropping. Like some of the stuff is just unbelievable. I know there are kind of with the NPCs in particular. So I don't want to paint this game all roses, right? I like to speak the truth here. Some of the NPCs look like doo-doo, and some of them look like the most amazing NPCs I've ever seen from Bethesda. So you can see where you're talking to certain characters, there was more like a character you might talk to more often had a little more time through the NPC creator or whatever the heck you want to call it from Bethesda, where they took their time, and then there's some that just went right through the mill, and you're like, why do you look that way? There's some dead eye things going on, or some people who are just the whole time their eyes are bugging
I love
out.
that shit.
It makes me laugh.
That's the Bethesda jank that they're known for. That's the, I guess you can say the Bethesda charm. But you want to know who I've heard like from all the shows that I've watched about the game and stuff? I think that Gary Whitta over at Kind of Funny, I think that he said it best. What these characters, when you're interacting with them, they look like animatronics, that are just standing there. Like if you were to go to Chuck E. Cheese back in the day, and Chucky's just. It's kind of, and it's not, and it's not, it's not a knock on the game. It's still fantastic, right? But it is kind of true. Like for a second, you go from like, let's say you're in that, third person over the shoulder view, and everything looks really crisp, and all of a sudden that character goes into first person mode, and they literally look like just a robot standing there. That you're like, hey, where are your legs at? You know what I'm saying? And it's like if a robot's just talking to you. So that part, it took me a little bit to kind of remember, okay, this is a Bethesda game. Let's forgive it. Focus on the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Red Dead, what do you think about the aesthetics of this game? I'm just curious because I want to know, because I am seeing some people saying like that this game doesn't look good. And I'm just wondering if it's just a lack of knowledge of what the difference between like art direction versus fidelity, because a lot of people said Elden Ring didn't look good and it won right? So I think they were talking fidelity and then it won best fucking art direction. So I don't know if people know the difference between those two things. To me, this game has some of the best art direction I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So
I think the art direction
is
great. I think like definitely a massive improvement over their previous titles were Warwick Creation Engine 2.0, which you can definitely tell the quality is there. There's some areas where I walk in and I'm going like, oh, that looks a little bit like last gen, but I'm like, do you know what? It's not really destroying my enjoyment of the game. And for people to solely put their enjoyment on a game about how it looks graphically, you're not really gaming right. There are so many games that don't look graphically pleasing, but they are the most funnest experiences you can have. And people like Vampire Survivors. That game because
you were reading my mind. That's the one I always go to. That's the one I always talk about.
The look of it, and I'm like, I don't need to tell you how many hours I spent in that game, but the game.
Yeah, I said it looked like a piece of shit, and I'm like addicted to it. I'm like, oh, like, bro, I don't want to play this piece of shit, and then I need it. I need to play it more.
I'm so glad we told Epictreasure you were allowed to swear and just do whatever because she's leaning in. I love it.
No holds barred.
You let loose.
You go right ahead, darling.
Demonetized.
No, that's all right.
We don't need it.
To put your whole idea of what quality on a game is based off its graphics, you're not a real gamer. And for the people who like called out those actual live Mars shots and going the low polygon count just made me laugh. Those people are just, they're on another level. And they really should have their consoles taken away from them or their PCs taken away from them until they understand what it means to be a gamer. Yeah, there's sometimes where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about certain things that look in the game. But overall, it is very impressive on the scale. And like, I'm going back in and like going into these, yes, they are empty planets, but not every planet is going to have life on it because that's not the reality of the situation of the game that they built. They're making it realistic. And that means that, like we're on a planet where a Goldilocks planet, right? So we can sustain life. But other planets within our solar system, you can't. But I just go into photo mode. I look up at the sky. I look at like the vistas around. The game is beautiful. Going into your spaceship, all the love and care and detail that they've put into it. Epic mentioned earlier about your photos showing up in your loading screens, and I think that is so cool. Like putting on filters, and I've just been kind of spamming photos just to see what next experience is going to show
pop up next.
Like, what are you gonna show me next? I'm really thoroughly enjoying what it looks like when you're going out and exploring. It's exactly what you think it would be. You're in the vast world of nothingness. And so there is vastly nothing around you. Yeah, the planet has rocks or trees or vegetation or alien life forms.
Or aliens, right. Yeah.
but it's never going to be something that is every planet is going to be densely populated. And I think people need to remember that is a completely different ideal around what it is when you go in to play a game like this. And those people who are used to playing games that are just graphically superior and have to be like, I don't know, AAA movie quality.
Right.
You're not really experiencing gaming until you play games that basically change your perspective of what a game can be. And what Bethesda has done with this, they've done a great job with this, iteratively on top of what they've done in the past. And even with other space games that we've all played, like we're all feeling the vibes of like Mass Effect when I jump onto those planets and I'm like, oh, it makes me feel like I'm exploring a Mass Effect 1 again and just loving it. I can't praise the game enough for what it's doing and just setting like clear expectations. Like it's still Creation Engine at the end of the day, and it's going to have that Bethesda jank, but it is the most polished Bethesda game they've released at launch.
Yeah.
And that NASA punk aesthetic, nailed it.
I agree. The NASA punk thing drew me. I love, especially like Neon City. WebDave knows I like neon. It's in all my shit. That city was so cyberpunky, and I just freaking love it so much. It's kind of like the, like sex, drugs, and rock and roll city, essentially. Like, it's a shicey city, but I love it, man. Like, there's a lot of what's the main city? Aquila or whatever it's called.
Atlantis.
Aquila City. Atlantis. Thank you. I'm thinking of a different thing. Sorry. Yeah, the Atlantis thing. I've been to so many damn places. I'm starting to forget like literally the main hubs of this game. That's a beautiful place too. It's really easy to get, I think, lost in this game when you are landing. One thing I do wish I wish I could, and maybe you can do this. Maybe you guys know. I'd like to be able to make waypoints while I'm on the ground, like especially in the cities, because I'll tell you right now, I forget. I'm like, where the hell was the doctor's office?
You're talking about when you pull up the right bumper or left. I forgot which one it is. That then it
when you're in the city itself, like anywhere.
You bring up the scanner and then it's right bumper.
There you go.
There's no option to do waypoints.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting about scanning in the city. See, see, I'm an idiot. See, I keep forgetting to bring up the scanner. See, I already knew the answer to that and I already forgot it. That's how deep this game is.
The scanner
I keep thinking the scanner. I'm only using it like on planets, but I got to use it in the cities too. Thank you. See,
Starfield doesn't have maps, right?
Right, exactly.
One tip that I will give everyone is that right away when I started playing when I first launched the game the same night that everybody did, I quickly just took the film green all the way down.
I
did too. I always do that every game. I always do that.
I think
blur is gone for me. Film grain is always gone for me. I usually kill those right away.
Rid of the blur.
Okay. RHETRI, for just a little bit of advice for your 30 FPS kind of visual thing, crank up that blur just a little bit so that you can see how it smooths it out. No, I got you, but in this game,
I'll try it. But blur in most games is over the top. So I had it off from the beginning, so I'm gonna have to go back and see if the blur is okay. Maybe it will help with the jank a little bit, because I swear, like I know some people don't believe it, but there's people that I trust that swear to me that 30 FPS makes them a little queasy, and I think I kind of believe them a little.
I mean,
there you go. I trust her. Yep. So like 30
I turned
FPS
mine off as well. My motion blur.
It's funny. People are like, "Well, how'd you play games back in the day?" A lot of them were above 30, guys. Hello, just so in case you didn't know.
I was
New Atlantis was.
Welcome out to over 110 people in the chat. Also, Septic Sauce Gaz jumped in the chat. Welcome, buddy.
The Sauce Man is here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lots of great people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Go ahead.
So there is an epic like that comment. She's giggling there in the background. She's off camera. Wow. That's it. We got her.
Alone, Shaun.
We got her. All right. So the what's this called? Man, there's a screenshot that I have right now on Twitter. And that's when I really appreciated the little details of this game, because I did kind of like a close up. I had one of the helmets on, and I did a close up of my face, just want to get a picture, and you can see individual scratches on the glass of the helmet, right? And it's just little touches like that you can find everywhere. If you look around your ship and you take the time, like I have to really appreciate everything, you can kind of see like even your chair, where you're going to be piloting your ship. The details are like some of the best that I've ever seen in any game.
That section, that pilot section, looks amazing. Like where all your controls are, it looks absolutely amazing. And the little animation that you do when you go into it it just looks beautiful.
So
I love it.
So that's the thing about this game, and something that Bethesda has. This is their strength, right? Where their weakness is the animatronics. When you're talking in first person view, when the people are talking to you, their strength that they really took it up a notch here is just in the way that you get immersed in the world. When I'm walking through and I land on a new planet and I'm walking through like, the trees, and if there's like high rise, grass and stuff like that, just the way that it's going, just the way that they did the camera view where the bushes are kind of hitting the screen and stuff like that, all that is really immersive. And that's something that I think that Bethesda did a very good job on this game. Graphics, I think, RHETRI, it's a mixed bag depending on I think it's a mixed bag depending on who you ask, right? Because the problem is that
it's a mixed bag in the game itself. You can, like I was saying earlier, you look at one NPC, they look amazing, and the lip sync is perfect, and then you talk to another one, you're like, oh, yeah. And then you look at like one scene, and the texture isn't popping in, and it doesn't look great, and then you look at another one, and it looks amazing. So.
Well, the NPC hasn't turned around to speak to you.
The
back of their head.
Red Dead, yes! Holy crap, that's happened to me twice. So, I was wondering, like, if I was the only one. Like, they just literally are like, I'm over here, and they're like talking to me. I'm like, dude, are you gonna turn around?
Look at me,
Sarah pulled that,
dude.
Sarah pulled that on me. She's like, hey, I need to talk to you, and I go, okay, I'm here. And then she's like, no, but she's like facing the wall, and I'm like, So is this the Blair Witch going on in here? What's going on? So those moments there, but you just laugh because again, that's that Bethesda charm, that
jankiness, right? It is. It's not. It really does.
It's not bullshit though. I think like a lot of people like, oh god, here they go. They're talking about Bethesda jank like it's an excuse, dude. I love Bethesda jank. Straight up. You don't believe me? I don't care. In Skyrim, when I got blasted literally into fucking Starfield and outer space, I was laughing my ass off. Like some bugs are endearing, and on that point, I do kind of want to ask you guys. I'm curious. Because I feel like maybe I'm one of the only people, not necessarily bugs, but have you guys seen any bugs in this game besides NPCs not looking at you or anything like that? And if you have, can you tell me some?
Yeah, let me tell you this, and this goes into the jankiness. I've run into like a bunch of bugs. There's even like a big creature that was following me around that I like. I'm a really peaceful guy when it comes to the creatures. I don't know why.
Because you're scared. That's why.
No, it's not even about that.
For the humans. You want to pet the creatures that rip the humans' heads off, don't you?
Exactly, Red Dead. You got
I see a creature, I'm like, poor thing. I'm not gonna shoot it, but I see a dude walking, I'm like, I'm gonna go kill that person. Okay, so
it's kind of fun. People cross me, they're dead.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So the thing is that I like. In speaking to the jankiness, and like it made me laugh, and I just like, because it's like real life, right? This is real life. Stuff happens in real life. Like my ship was taking off, and there was like this bug thing just floating over my ship, and my engines just burned it to a crisp.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, dude, I didn't mean to do that, but oh well.
Did you record that by any chance?
I did not. I wish I would have. I barbecued it. I barbecued it, dude. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh man. And the thing is, it just naturally happened. It's just something that is because the bug thing was floating over my ship, and I was taking off. And hey, you got in the way, buddy. Sorry. That's life. You know what I'm saying? Wrong place, wrong time. And that's the jankiness, man. That is just funny, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see that
the
drill
only-
video? The drill in New Atlantis? That was on Twitter.
No.
I'll have to share it
I don't
with
think I
you
saw that one.
later.
Yeah, you definitely have to
massive
share
drill
that one with
that's
us.
like, holy smokes. I don't know what, nobody knows what it was, I don't think. Let me find.
Like it was like a massive drill or something, like in the city or something?
Mm-hmm. And the
What the hell? I
NPCs
did
were
not
like
s-
walking over the top of it. I gotta find it.
I did
Oh,
not see
that's-
that one.
Whatever, Kay Asante, that's happened to me too. What Kay's putting there, that Sarah starts shaking, and I'm like, oh my god, is she having a seizure right now?
Oh, they're doing,
Like,
they're doing. I haven't seen that. They're doing the shakes, the uncontrollable shaking. You can talk
Yep.
her, and then your whole screen shakes. Oh, the screen shakes too. Oh, that's terrible. Oh man, that will make me puke.
Oh,
yeah.
you know-
Man, see, the only thing that's happened to me is crashes. I've actually had 4 crashes so far.
No, crash
So
Like,
I
straight to
know I'm
home
like the
screen?
only person I know
I've
who's
had
getting
2
straight up
2
crashes.
times
I've had
my game
one.
is completely frozen and I've had to quit out
Oh,
and
goodness.
load it back up from the home screen. That's all
Right.
I've had. I haven't actually
Yeah.
run into any bugs.
I've had one.
Yeah, I haven't
crash.
run into many, but I haven't run into the stuff you guys are talking, like not bugs themselves, just straight up. I guess I shouldn't say crash panda. I should basically what you just said. I go into like a loading screen and it just never stops, so I have to kill it myself. I'm just calling it a crash. I guess it's not really officially a crash, but I haven't seen a lot of bugs per se. But again, this game's massive, and we're all going in different directions, so you're going to see
You know,
different
Define
things
bugs
than I
because
am.
there are plenty of bugs on the planets and I kill them all. So
my
I feel
my
like
bug,
someone was
my
saying
bug
like
was like
someone
this,
was falling
this
through the
flying
floors or
thing.
something.
Like this flying thing that it looked like a worm. Think of like a centipede, but with like just floating in the air is what I ended up just like
Ugh,
burning to
I
like a
like that.
barbecue.
I don't like that at all. I don't like
are
centipedes.
the weird
It's got-
leeches
it's
in the
got too
game?
many-
I'm like, are we playing Alien or something?
yeah, the just random leeches like in weird places too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the leeches. I usually stay away from them because I always think they're going to attack me and they don't do anything. But
You know what my favorite thing in this game so far is that I literally lost it and I was like, wow, and I couldn't believe it. The 0G gunfights.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Man,
hell,
that
I
is
Yes,
so
dude.
good.
like floating. I was blown away last night because I went on the space casino. It's empty, and that was my first fight. My first fight that I had the floating, and I was like, holy fuck me, that was amazing.
That was awesome.
That's all I got to
Yep.
say about that.
Like,
Sorry,
you're
go on,
not
Shaun.
joking. They don't like
Awesome.
going in and playing with like ballistics in zero gravity versus lasers. Like, really changes the gameplay itself. It's so neat.
Nice.
I love
wait,
it.
isn't that where is like when you're doing lasers? Won't it push you backwards too?
It's not
Am
as
I-
no, because it's not like it's still very minimal though.
or maybe it was
in
ballistics.
comparison to
I feel like
ballistic.
something they showed.
Like
maybe
a
it was
shotgun
the-
will push
Yeah.
you
Like
back.
we were
because
going
of the-
backwards because of the maybe it was the weapon, maybe it was
Yeah,
a jetpack.
yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
It's the weapon.
What?
It's the weapon.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the weapon.
Inertia.
What happens if you throw a
Right, yeah.
grenade? How like
That
far does it go?
exactly.
Oh,
There's
I
only
have
one
not
way to
tried
find
that.
out.
Wow,
Suddenly
I didn't
you
even
all
think
have
about that.
Gravity.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't crawl up your pants. You know,
Yeah.
or else you're gonna be in big trouble.
Like
But
the
yeah,
leeches
I
where you
mean,
don't know where they're going.
I
Oh
feel
my
like I have an
goodness.
issue with the grenades though. I feel like I always feel like I'm throwing them far and then they land very close to where I am and I have to fucking run
I
backwards.
have
I
to
don't
be
know.
careful to make sure there's like no tables in front of where I'm throwing
Right.
it, because then I'm like running
Like, right
away
back
from
in
my
your
own
face.
grenade.
That's
Bounce
what
back.
I'm doing a lot. I'm running for my own grenades a lot of the
But
time.
out in the open, easy. Fire them. I'm killing people lots. But in a
Right.
confined space, I'm like,
Nice.
I'm a danger
I-
to myself.
I agree, and I think that we can all agree. And Retri, I don't know if you're eventually going to get to this or if you're planning to. In what world is this game a 7, guys? Because
Yeah.
even it's
Yeah.
the polish of the game, even with all the jankiness that we just mentioned, the gunplay, the story, the mechanics, just everything in this game. I understand that this game, like I mentioned, is very polarizing, and it can be depending on who's playing it. But I've seen different narratives all over the place, and I kind of know which ones are not genuine because it depends on the person that's saying it.
Mm.
And
You're right. It definitely depends. Yeah.
yeah, it depends on,
Oh, yeah.
on who's
Didn't
coming
even
up.
sound like he believed it was a 7 when you listen to him, and he's doubling down on his own crap.
Ro-
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
even Ryan McCaffrey's like, struggling because he definitely thinks this is not a 7.
Yeah.
Most people think this is not a 7.
I mean, you saw like what Paul Tassi called him out on it right on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like when another critic is saying, dude, like really, like a 7. Look, we all know who we're talking about. We're talking about Dan here. He's a guy who has said he's not even a huge RPG fan. This is a guy who's literally gotten caught talking shit about Xbox and Microsoft behind closed doors because he didn't know his mic was live. His mic was live. Thank you.
Hot mic.
So like this guy, he's got a reputation like already, and other reputation that makes him a much worse person. The things I just mentioned. I won't say what his reputation is, but I'm not a fan of this guy, and it's not about 7 is not a bad score, but it's a bad score at IGN because what people don't always realize is they're the highest rated and highest weighted one for Metacritic. So a 7 at IGN is not the same as a 7 from VGC. That's a fact. It just isn't. It's a different weight, so it'll bring the score down further.
Yeah,
and I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just feel like, honestly, look, I'm someone that I really don't care about Metacritic, or I don't care about that stuff. I play games for myself and I judge them for myself. I am a fan of so many bad games. Like, I love bad games.
Right.
Okay. So, but the thing is that what's very disappointing about like this whole, I guess you can tell, ordeal is the way that they would purposely hurt a product like this that has so much love and care behind it. And all games have love and care behind it, right? Because whoever, all these developers are putting their heart and soul into these products. But to purposely give a game a 7, knowing the type of quality and the type of work that went into this product, it's not a representation. To me, that 7 screams that you think that this is an average product. And I think we can all agree that it's the lowest high
score that IGN will give. Dan Stapleton has said that himself. He had a whole article talking about the score system there and talked all about 7s because people make fun of IGN all the time for playing it safe and giving stuff 7s. Just saying.
And he gave given it a higher score if it was on PlayStation. If it.
No, I know that. And I hate to say that because I hate to sound like conspiracy theory in that person. Because I don't think everyone who would score this. I think there's other people who would score this a 7 that I would believe it and I'd be fine with it. But there is something to say about IGN in particular giving a 7 that is a problem, unfortunately, because everyone does listen to IGN. They're the most looked at, gaming, entity that's out there. So that's that's a problem. It's a problem because a lot of people will base their
scored it higher though, which is kind of concerning. You think
everybody did? Every single IGN site did. Yep. That's the lowest one across all of IGN was Dan Stapleton's review.
Score, would you? That doesn't sound like common sense to me, right? No logic there.
Here's the thing too, right? That when you take a look at just Dan Stapleton reviewing this product, it's not like he's never reviewed a Bethesda game before, because he has, right? Historically. Right, so it's not outside of his wheelhouse to do so. But the weird thing is that just the timing of it. And look, I'm a fraud investigator during the day. That's what I do for a living. And IGN, the case being built against IGN by Xbox fans is something that's hard to look the other way. They're purposely what seems to be right, purposely doing a lot of things to generate what I feel is clicks for their side. That's okay. We understand that it's a business and you guys are trying to run a business and you're trying to generate clicks and views and all that and engagement. But to go about it in this way, it's not cool.
Dirty. Dirty and scummy. Motherfucker had like spaces and everything. He's loving it. He's loving it more than
he absolutely loved it. He had a space. You're absolutely right, Epic. He had a fucking space right after. I clicked on it and I left right away because I'm not giving more credence to this asshole. The fact that we're talking about it right now kind of sucks because they got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. We all fucking ate the cake and drank the Kool-Aid too. Yeah. Because IGN got exactly what they wanted by putting out that 7. They got everybody talking about it. and they got clicks.
And
they
they're
got
not the only one, but they're not.
To do that.
Yeah, and they're not the only
Right.
ones, because I've seen on Twitter, I've also seen GameSpot really desperate
they're
to get
famous
the
for
same
doing that.
engagement by saying,
Yeah.
hey, we gave it a 7 also. Don't forget about us. And I also saw PC Gamer.
I saw her putting that. You talking about I don't know if it was the reviewer that was saying, but I saw a woman from GameSpot like just defending Dan and their own score too, like
so
over and over again.
dirty.
It's very the whole thing feels very weird. It's just, and then the thing is, there's nothing worse to me than gaslighting people. And when things are just blatant and obvious and everybody can see it, to go now and double down and say, oh, you see, we gave Forza Horizon Game of the Year, like stuff like that. It's like, okay, now you're looking even more guilty. Like if you're not guilty or you're not worried about it, like you're not going to come out and you're going to say anything. You're going to defend your position. You're going to say, hey, I thought the game was a 7. That's it. End of story. But to come back, double down on your story, which all you're doing is tripping over your own feet, then to constantly put things on social media that make it seem like hey, you see, you guys are crazy. You see, we're not doing anything. You guys are the ones that are crazy. That stuff is sus. I'm sorry. Sus as hell.
Yeah. They blocked me too.
They
IGN blocked me because I told them.
IGN as a whole. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because they posted a picture of the Xbox wrap, and I said you should have your wrap revoked, and they just blocked me for that. So
that's it. That's all it took.
Weird.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what you're saying is, you want them. So Epic, you want them
That's
to
soft,
game.
dude.
You want them to game unprotected. I see. Okay, no wrap for you. I get that.
Yeah, that's. You're probably
Wow.
made a mistake. They should keep it on.
That's not even like, I said way worse things. I don't think I'm blocked from them yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure Dan probably already has me blocked. But yeah, thanks for coming back, Mass Man. Appreciate it. But we know, like with Starfield, they hit a peak concurrent player count on Steam, and maybe this doesn't sound too crazy to people because people are like, who cares? But it's over 200,000 concurrent people that paid for early access, right?
That's amazing.
To a point. I don't want to say just early access, because I just gave crap on Twitter to Christopher Dring, another journalist that was trying to get engagement on Twitter by saying that the only thing that it's crazy that many people played it on Steam or did the Game Pass thing and paid the $30 when all you got was 5 days early. I'm like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? You got DLC, you got cosmetics, and you got it early. Why are you lying? So he's trying to start a thread saying that, oh, this is bad for gaming. Like going forward, like, are we going to see more of this? You just get it early if you pay extra. And I'm like, dude, that's not what that's not what this is, though, John.
Yeah,
he's fucking literally.
Right.
He literally said in his tweet, it's just getting early access. I was like, did you forget the fact that you get cosmetics and you're getting the first DLC, which costs money?
Look,
you fucking idiot!
Look,
like, how are these people journalists?
Yeah.
Like,
this is what these people do. Just so you know, RHETRI, and this is what's frustrating. And I guess that's what fires up. You know, I enjoy that you're getting that Latino heat out of you, RHETRI. Okay, so it's good.
When I see the journalists doing it, I don't care if like Joe down the block says this thing, because it doesn't matter. It carries more weight when a journalist does it. He's got 20 to 100,000 followers. That's a big fucking deal when you're just shoving out misinformation. I'll call you out on that.
It's that those are these narratives where they come from, right? So it's just common sense to me that if Xbox is putting a product on Game Pass, which you're paying, a low monthly fee for, it's okay for them as a business to say, hey, if you want early access plus the DLC, we're going to charge you this much for it, and it's your choice. Can you hold on the 5 days, and do you want the DLC or not? Nothing is forced upon here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got artwork. We got an art book. We got music. We got DLC coming. We got it 5 days early. That's not worth $30. Like, what are you smoking? That's absolutely worth $30. And we got a super chat from Silent Cypher, $2, saying IGN is delicate and they can't handle fair criticism.
Let me ask you, where is Chris's post or article about PlayStation raising PS Plus prices across the board and not giving any more value? Where's that
at the
article?
same fucking time that this game officially comes out. Great timing, PlayStation. Couldn't have done it better myself. Yeah, that's the thing is like with guys like Christopher, he can't, and I see this all the fucking time on Xbox. They can't just give Xbox the flowers without also giving them a backhand. So Chris is like trying to send out a tweet that's saying like, "Ooh, good job, Xbox," but like, I can't believe this many people paid $30, but I can't believe it did it just for 5 days early access. And I'm like, you just fucking lied to everybody. And you could see it in the comments. Everyone's like, that's bullshit. I don't want my future of gaming for people to just have to pay extra for me to get the game early. Cool. Either do I, dude. Except that's not what happened. Dum-dum. We're getting other stuff with it. So it's not the same thing. It's apples and oranges. If I start seeing publishers just give you early access and make you pay extra for it, I will tear them a new asshole. You can bet your ass I will. But this is not that. What's up?
Read what Kay said.
Kay Asante with the knowledge. Oh, and by the way, that concurrent player count was from Team, which doesn't include Game Pass. Right? Yeah. That's only Steam, which means each player paid $100. Right? Every single one of those 200,000 plus 200,000 people paid $100,
which is why I still think that even though that they did the best that they could to knock the game down to make sure that it wasn't rated as high as Zelda or BG3, I still think this has a chance for Game of the Year, guys. I really do. I know that out there the consensus. I want to believe that this game has kind of like that same snowball
effect.
Yes, kind of like last year, Elden Ring did, where we're gonna be talking about Starfield for the rest of the year, in my opinion. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And that's what happened with Elden Ring. That snowball effect. It just started gaining momentum, and by the end of the year, it was a no-brainer. It's like, okay, Elden Ring's gonna win this thing. I mean, who else is gonna win? God of War, Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it has a chance.
I guess I agree. I think it has a chance around that if because we're only seeing the numbers from before the game has actually officially launched. There's going to be so many more people buying this, but I'm so disappointed around the narrative. Like, they can't give Microsoft or Xbox a win in any way, shape, or form. First, Game Pass is destroying the industry. People aren't buying games. Then people are choosing to like not only have a subscription, but also pay a little bit extra to not only support the devs, but enjoy the game earlier because they don't want to wait. Gamers get FOMO, and if we can get access to a game that we're excited for, we're going to play it early if we can. And it's still cheaper than buying the whole game by itself if you're paying for your Game Pass and that little early access piece. What is wrong with that? Why are you turning this into a negative?
Right.
How can you turn it into a negative?
Because he's making it sound. Because in his tweet, all he said was, "You just get early access." He didn't mention the DLC. He didn't mention anything else you get with it.
So with the extra money,
he's trying to say that in the future, that it's a scary premise that in the future that people are going to pay just for early access. And even if you did, look, I'm not saying people didn't do that, except that's not the whole entire fact. That's not all the story. The whole story is you got a bunch of other crap with it and a future DLC that doesn't exist yet, right? So to say it is disingenuous at best, to say that all you got was 5 days early. Even, I don't care if that's the reason that you got the early access. A lot of us did that. I did it for the DLC too. But it's just a weird take because as far as I know, I don't know if any games have done that where you pay for just the early access. Not that I know of. And if there is, I don't want to live in that future either.
Forbidden West, not Forbidden West, sorry. Forza Horizon 5. Damn it. I think they had something similar, right?
Yeah,
but I think you got other stuff with it though, right?
Yeah, you got DLC.
It's similar.
You got the DLC.
Right? You had to buy the whole thing.
Right, you got the DLC. Yes. Yeah. So you're right, and that's different because that's not what Chris was alluding to, right? If you're getting other perks outside of early access, but then claiming it's just early access, I'm gonna call you out on it.
It was
just
very
like I did.
disingenuous, that's for sure. I want to welcome out the over 120 people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and in the chat, let this amazing panel know what you feel about them. They are amazing. I'm so glad we have them tonight. RHETRI, we got to read this. This came in earlier.
I'm laughing at a different one. I don't. Go ahead. JetFan95. What's up, JetFam? WEBDAVE RHETRI. Bethesda devs said on Twitter that a few reviewers requested a PS5 review code for Starfield. I did see this. No joke. I don't know if that's because they didn't know it wasn't exclusive or they were crying. I'm so glad you remembered that, Jet Fan, because I did see this and I thought it was a joke. It was not a fucking joke. That was
yeah.
real.
I mean, you access it through the YouTube app. So that's how you access the game.
Right, you can go watch. You can go watch Epictreasure change your character 7 more times. That's the only way you're gonna be able to play it, guys. Z Black Raider says, "Don't listen to Panda. She told me to buy a Dodge."
to buy what?
A Dodge. I don't know if he. I don't know what he's talking about.
Dodge Ram.
He said,
what kind of Dodge?
I don't know. So she told me to buy a Dodge.
Buy a Dodge. I mean, I'm not in America, so I can't buy. I guess I could. It'd be really expensive.
Yeah, don't go with Dodge, people. And then
we got another super chat.
All right, let's go. Silent Cypher, what's up, buddy? $10 super chat. I'd be ecstatic if Starfield managed to land Game of the Year at the Game Awards this year based on judge vote. Would be beautiful to watch ponies have to eat delectable that delectable salt lick. Please let it happen.
Best score. I hope it gets best score. The music in this game is phenomenal.
Oh, that's something. Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up. I completely. The music is amazing in this game. It sounds like like Hans Zimmer. See, this is
Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hans Zimmer. And also when
like that.
When you're gonna engage in those corridor fights, that music that starts going, it gets you hyped. It gets you pumped for it.
Get your heart pumping. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's look, it's not going to be for everyone. It's still scored great. I mean, last time I checked, I think it was like 88 on PC, 87 on Xbox Series X for Metacritic.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. You dick.
Thanks, Dan.
Bringing down the host score. So it's a very, very good score. I think we also, this day and age, people are a little too like, if it ain't a 9 or above, it's a bad game, which I think is very dangerous. Because John, as you know, you said a lot of your favorite games are probably not rated very high, and
exactly
I'm kind of the same way.
And here's more important, okay? Because that narrative is coming from the PlayStation missionary fanatic side, okay? This is the thing. I did a little exercise, right, in our little private chat. I calculated all of the PlayStation first party games that have been on Metacritic, and they average, when you put everything together, even with your high God of Wars, even with
where this game is, right?
Exactly. It lands on average 85. So if you combine PlayStation Studios as one whole group, their average is 85 together collectively, right? Yeah. So 85, that's the bar to these people of what a masterpiece is,
that's a good point.
What S-tier gaming is.
We got some breaking news. Real important. Dreamcast guy has made sure that everybody knows.
Oh, why you do this to me? Oh my God, it's on my screen.
But it's a perfect game, and I was like, "You're honestly."
This guy, you know that Dreamcast guy.
I love this. The Dreamcast guy mentioned performance in his review? Question mark, because it's definitely not perfect on that end. Or the controller UI.
Though he made Dreamcast guy in Starfield.
You know that Dreamcast guy missed his calling in life because he could have been in those commercials for Stridex. Remember those he completely missed his calling in life.
Talk that shit. That's so funny. It's so funny. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Listen, crack kills, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't do meth. There you go.
Don't do meth.
There's actually a creature that actually reminded me of him on a planet. I'm not gonna go there. Let me keep it.
Sapo, this gen 10s were handed out nearly everything last gen. Getting a 10, it was like parting the Red Sea. Yeah, that's a good point, Sapo. 100%. I have to agree with that
Oh
one.
no!
Oh
we
my
have another
God.
super
Wow.
chat.
Jesus, do I have to read this? Do I
You have to read it,
fucking
man.
read
You
this?
do.
Let
It's all
Epic Treasure read it. Let
Because
Epic
I
Treasure read
Cypher.
it.
No.
This is
I wanna
why.
see-
This is why. This is
Epic
why I play
Treasure
games
should
with
read it.
Cypher. He's a funny motherfucker. Silent. $2 super chat. Dreamcast guy's
I'm
face
doing it like a robot in
is-
case it sounds like chopped up.
is birth control.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what? The way
Yeah.
he speaks is birth control as well. I feel like
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, I
Diarrhea
heard
of the mouth,
Paris.
that guy.
You know, I heard Paris one time on a space. He said that he's met him in.
He doesn't talk
it-
anything
I was.
like that.
I was
Would you
about
need to say in first person?
I was about to
Not
say
in
he's
third
met him in
person?
first person.
There
He's met
are
him.
some old videos of his
met
that you
him.
watch that he talks just like a normal person.
Yes.
It's all his
It's fake as
character
hell.
to
Yes.
get his,
It's an
to get his
act.
clicks and his
He's
money.
a Starfield caricature. Like he'll get
Yeah.
in first person and be like, "The Xbox brand is slowly dying."
I
You know
love it
that
when Alex
Forever
has to
Alone
actually
meme
speed
that
him up
being-
because it just
being
is like it takes
unattractive
too
is
long.
playing,
I gotta speed this up. Man.
No.
So funny.
Forever Alone meme being unattractive is playing
God.
the game of life on hard mode. I feel like that's him.
I
love it, Panda. I love the slander. Look,
Damn.
I don't like to like. I don't want to be a dick, but like the lowest barrier entry is like attack someone's appearance. The guy's just an asshole, but I don't want to go after him because his face
That's
looks
right.
like it was graded.
I'm
But,
fugly
um,
and
How he
I'm
does
so
it
it's
though.
okay.
It's like he could be
You
a
see what
lovely
I did? I
guy.
just
I
made
don't
fun
know.
of him while he said not to do it.
It's
You
the
see
whole
what I did there?
package of his online persona. It just
Yeah, it's on
instantly makes
purpose,
me
so-
like projectile vomit. So
Yeah, he does. Like I'm looking at him and I'm going, I hate you bad.
I want to
And he's
punch you in the
winning.
face.
He's winning.
He
I
is.
know he's doing it to me, and he's doing
He's
the face, and he's winning, and he could be lovely. I don't know. I've not met him, but
He's
I look
making
at him and
money.
I'm not-
He's making a
RHETRI
living.
you
It's
doing
and
it.
I are both
yeah,
like-
it's his
Fuck outta
character.
here.
You know, it's just his
That's
gimmick.
right.
That's all it is.
Dreamcast guy, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're lovely. I don't know, but I'm
Which-
sorry. You
which his
win.
name-
You win every time. You trigger me every time.
The
Right.
only thing, look, if I was his brand ambassador, the only thing I would tell him is number one, you need to align yourself with some type of, Stridix company or something. And second of all, the second thing I would do,
Wow.
why Dreamcast guy? Because if your lineage comes from Sega and all that, how are you so against Xbox? It doesn't make any sense. It's just an oxymoron.
And that's probably why he does it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
too bad that Sega can't sue him because it's really it really makes Dreamcast look bad because Dreamcast is one of the
Yeah.
greatest systems ever made. Just
You
saying.
really need
Yeah.
to change that, or just wear a paper bag or something.
Wow.
I love this.
I mean, I could put up with his voice a little bit more if I didn't have to see the facial expressions that came with it.
It's the
He-
expressions,
He-
Panda.
he's mastered it.
Exactly.
I don't know.
He really
Do you-
has.
Is it
Even his
genuine?
thumbnails,
It's-
I'm like, I kind of just
No.
want to slice
think
them up
you're-
into little pieces and set
What
them
a
on
what
fire.
a great.
I think you're
actor,
onto
though, if
something
that's-
epic. I think he's acting. I hope.
Oh, it's an act.
Unless he's
It's
a
an
douche.
act.
But it's an act. It's
an
an act,
act.
right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Starfield
He was
didn't
sent back
catch
from
me.
by Jim Ryan controller.
No.
Starfield has not made me tingle in my pants after 6 hours.
Exactly, Sava. Yeah.
You say tingle and I
It's
think
Halloween.
of the
He
weird
only-
tingle character
He
in
just
the
needs to
Zelda
be
game.
himself. Just go outside. He's like, Freddy Krueger? No, that's just my face. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my
we
goodness.
just butchered him, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't.
I mean,
I
we
don't
usually don't
care.
take it down the dark path, but you know what? It was fun. Alrighty, Retro, we're starting to wrap things up. So, anything else you want to talk
Yeah.
about as we
Look what you
end this?
did, Dave. Look what you
you know
did.
what?
Hey, putting it
People
back.
wanna
Yeah,
get back
you,
to
yeah,
Starfield.
you started this,
I
Dave.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
You put degenerates on here. It's not my fault.
No. I
Red
love
is
you.
the naughty one.
I agree
actually.
I
about,
love that you guys
about
went off.
that
It was awesome.
particular
Dreamcast
person.
guy's
He
getting all that
also makes me
Dan
mad.
Stapleton heat.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I guess to end on the Starfield stuff is, I guess I would ask you guys if there's, to get back on a positive note. Obviously, we know there's going to be mods coming out for PC, and there will be mods for Xbox as well. That'll be vetted, of course. It's not going to be all the same mods, or you're not going to get a giant dick shaped ship. You can build it yourself, but you're not going to get that in a mod. Not on Xbox. You will on PC though. So there you go. But any mods that you guys can think of, like that might be in your head that you think would be something that would be cool to see come to Starfield, because on the PC side, your imagination is the only limit. Like you can basically do whatever the hell you want. So anything that you guys can think of off the top of your head, that would be cool. I know for me, I would like some ground vehicles. I think that would be pretty awesome. That's a low bar for me, but anything that you guys can think of that you think would be cool in Starfield, anyone could though.
Game of the Year contenders need to have an option to pick your genitalia. Like, honestly, any game without that, I'm totally joking.
I was like, Panda is getting woke. We're about to get a bunch of comments. We're like, here we go. Them fucking pronouns and shit. Yeah, so listen, I'm old school guy. No offense to anyone. I just pissed off, but yeah.
I want FSR 3.0. I want 60 FPS. I think it would just absolutely improve my enjoyment of the game, because I enjoy the game, but like 60 FPS is like life, and I feel like that might be a mod that comes to Xbox later on. But I think FSR 3.0 just launched and they've got 2.0 in there. I think they could easily implement it into Starfield to give us 60. Fingers crossed.
That's a great point. Kind of forgot about the whole FSR 3.0 thing and them working with AMD and possibly. I mean,
they just modded in DLSS3 on the PC. Someone modded that in.
Okay, there you go. So, I mean, I guess there's a possibility. Maybe it'll come out onto. I know they're working with Xbox. We'll see if it actually comes out onto the system itself. Are you?
Oh my god!
Animatronics again.
Fuck me. All right. Silent Cyber with $2 super chat. Give me a mod where I can have DCG voice the NPC.
Have you visited this planet today?
Oh god.
I kind of like that. I'm not gonna
I kind of
lie.
like that.
I blame myself.
That would be actually great. That's
As long
when
as I don't have to
he's
pay
like
for
a
it,
mod edition for like option for like the adoring fan.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that would
Yeah.
be yeah.
Someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna do it.
Don't forget
he
to
fits right into that.
execute them.
Execute. Oh god.
Oh,
I would for look what you did, Dave. For mod support, I right away I would love to see kind of like a Halo crossover type thing where they bring in Master Chief skin and a Pelican and even you said a land vehicle would be awesome to see a Warthog out there on the moon, so stuff like that.
Yeah, I would like to see like unlimited jetpack. That'd be nice. Like someone's definitely going to do that. There's no way that's not coming.
For
that
sure.
That is 100% coming. I know
Stamina.
someone unlimited stamina and jetpack, so you can just travel real quick would be great.
Done that for weight as well. Unlimited weight carrying.
Oh, that's a great one too, because we
How many
all have having
succulents
that
can you
problem.
put in your pack?
All right.
Because I'm collecting all the succulents too.
I've been collecting them. Like, I have to drop my succulents.
I've got so many. It's disgusting. That's my ADHD. It's like I've got it turned on to see the succulents in every room. Like, pick it up.
There you go.
That's
The Black Rider says that Wolf wants cheeks. Master Cheeks mod. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Master Chief just walking out there in the moon just with his ass out and the helmet
Staring
on
at
and
the
just
moon while his moon's out?
right there looking at Saturn? You know what I'm saying?
I like this from Sarcastic Taurus. Neon Strip Club. That's probably going to happen. It's already got some swanky. It's got 2 nightclubs in Neon City, so
You just know Total Recall mod with the 3 boobs.
Oh,
that's
wow.
a good call out, Red Dead.
You just became my favorite podcaster. Right there with that comment. That's it.
Oh my lord. All right. So I guess we'll wrap this up with just some quick news. Did you want to do outros or you?
Did we go into a black hole with this whole podcast?
We might have.
We always go into a black hole with this podcast. That's why I love it.
Yes, we need to read that.
Let me read this. Game Pass Daily. You may want to check out tomorrow night's Gamers Playground. We're talking about all the cheats you can do now. Oh, nice. game mode, unlimited ammo. Oh, I'm guessing you meant God mode on that one. Unlimited ammo would be great. I'm always looking for ammo, and I'm constantly having to buy it at these guys, which is a pain in the butt.
That's right. I'll be there with Kay. We'll try to. We'll try to.
Dread.
Kay Asante. I'm calling an audible on our show. I think we need to talk about the 3 boob mod. Forget about all that unlimited ammo and all that. I like what RedDeadPanda's putting down here.
Yes, I hope someone's listening. I'm sure they are, and I'm sure that's going to happen now. And if it happens, RedDeadPanda gets all the credit.
I'll be right back, Richie. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. Everyone, what's better than 2? 3, obviously. So we know Bethesda is going to, speaking of like you mentioning earlier, John, the average of PlayStation games. Let's not talk about Redfall because that's going to bring down the Xbox average. But Bethesda insists Redfall will improve and compares the launch to Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on that 60 FPS patch. I told everyone not to hold your breath because if you did, you'd be dead.
I knew it was going to take
a while.
And I am pretty dead right now. Yeah.
Let me chime in on this real fast because I think that this is important. I do think that they need to do that because I
agree.
They delivered a product.
They said they were going to. So they have to now.
No, that's not only deliver what was promised, but then go above and beyond and try to make a game that is something that can be played and can be called decent at least, right? Because I know that this again is a polarizing topic. There's people that absolutely loved Redfall, and there's people that just saw it for the disaster that it was, like myself. Okay, so I thought
you liked bad games. See, I actually played a lot of hours into the Redfall. I thought you liked bad games.
I like bad games,
but right up your alley.
Yeah, but I don't like really bad games. Okay, so that's what Redfall was. Just from just a game, perspective and mechanics and all that. It's just a bad game. And and if you liked it and you enjoyed it, good for you. But the thing is that I would be happy to see them come, deliver on their promises and then say, hey, we know that what we delivered wasn't up to snuff with what we consider to be a quality product. So we worked on it. And now, if you want to jump back in, give us the time of day again, since we kind of, put this incomplete product out, we would appreciate you checking us out because we put the work in. And I would really like to see that team do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're gonna, the promises were made. We know they have to do the 60 FPS. That we know there's going to be more content coming out for the game, which is great. But I don't know if I see it doing what Sea of Thieves did or what Fallout 76 did. I don't know if the audience is going to come back for Redfall, but I could be wrong. Because they've come a 180 on several games that when they came out weren't great. They didn't open great. People were like, where's the content? And hopefully Redfall will come back and have a resurgence, but I'm not holding my breath on that one either.
Rename it Autumn.
What's that?
Rename it Autumn. Because that's what Red sounds like to me.
Red Autumn, and it's a whole new game. Red Autumn.
Rename it. Be like, man, this looks familiar.
No,
it's new. It's brand new.
This is not from the people that brought you Redfall. This is Red Autumn.
This is definitely not from Bethesda's. No. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. We got Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which I thought was dead. It's going to be coming to the Xbox Series X and S next year.
It feels like.
Yeah, a long time ago. I wish I had wrote the other stuff down, but someone the Chinese room, I couldn't, now I remember, the Chinese room is helping them bring this back, so I guess the game is gonna come out sometime next year.
I've never heard of the Chinese room. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, the Chinese room just came out with another game. I can't remember what it is right now because my brain is on Starfield. But they just came out with some other game, I think, that hit Game Pass as well. So that's cool. Some bad news, unfortunately. And I got some weird takes on Twitter when I mentioned this. Like people going, good, fuck them. Saints Row developer.
Wow.
Yeah. Volition. Yeah, I know. I had an argument with the guy. I'm like, dude, seriously?
Weren't they around for
Volition
30 years or something?
permanently shuts down Embracer Group. Like, it seems to me like maybe Xbox can step in, help give some of these people a job. That's kind of where my angle was when I posted this online. I was like, that sucks for the people that lost all the jobs. And of course, some asshole came out and was like, fuck them, their games suck. It's like, yeah, they need the help. So I think this is one of those things that maybe Embracer's hurting right now, and Xbox has got the money. As soon as this ABK thing is done, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of their Embracer studios, Certain Affinity, going to Xbox.
Yeah, it's just, they made a Punisher game for the PS2 and OG Xbox generation that I love that game till this day. I thought that was a really good game, but Saints Row, this new Saints Row that they brought out, it's not Saints Row. And that's the problem. They tried to launch a game in this post Minecraft Fortnite world, and they should have just stuck to their guns and left the wackiness of Saints Row, what people loved, the giant purple dildos, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. They should have.
It was called.
Yeah,
Punisher. Remember, but
what was that?
Nothing. Go on, John.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's they should have just stuck to their guns, and it's sad, that team also made Red Faction back in the days. That game was pretty cool too, how you can blow up buildings and stuff like that. And it is what it is. You got to deliver the goods, and they didn't with the last game.
Right. I did remember who the Chinese room was. Someone said they were a good developer. They're the guys. I don't know if you guys saw this during the Gamescom event for Xbox. They're the ones that making that horror game on the oil rig called Still Wakes the Deep. So they're a studio known specifically for scary games, essentially. So I guess it kind of fits them doing the whole Bloodlines thing. So yeah. The last thing I got here, obviously, the Carbon Black Xbox Series S is available now for $350 if you want to spend the money.
1 terabyte.
Yeah, get that over.
One terabyte.
Plus the headphones you have to buy. Yeah, I'll get them over that.
Oh, over the PS Portal. Yeah.
If you want to play Starfield, get that instead of getting the PS Portal.
Yeah, that's true. I think right now, if you guys are kind of smart and anybody's in the market for a Series S just as a spare console or something to give away, I think that you can probably get the now with this thing being out at $350, you could probably get the OG Series S probably way cheaper than that, right? About $100 less.
I see it hit $250 a lot, and it's already hit $200 before for like holiday stuff. So it's definitely gonna hit. Like if you wait Black Friday this year, it's certainly going to hit $200 again, which is something I might actually do just to get another system.
Can you imagine if they throw in Starfield, Call of Duty, and 3 months of Game Pass? That'll be crazy.
Well, they don't have to do that. They just have to give you the Game Pass.
Yeah,
exactly. Red Dead. They give you the Game Pass.
Good Game Pass. That'd be
No, that's true. That's true. But I feel like there's always like this thing with bundles that they need to put a game in it because that's just what people are used to. Even though I agree with you guys that yes, if you have Game Pass, that's the value.
Put a wrap with it. I think put a wrap with it would be good as a bundle.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
I'll take a wrap over that. I love that Starfield wrap. I already pre-ordered that. I also pre-ordered the stupid little Funko Pop of Vasco because it looks awesome, which is not coming out until February. What the actual F? Red Dead's got it already too. I'm glad I did that because honestly, I wasn't sure how much I was going to like the game, and I fucking love this game so much.
You could just put it in front of your screen so Vasco is still getting in the way of everything you're trying to do.
So I'm shooting. Right, I'm shooting in the game. He's still blocking my view.
You should put him in front of your peripheral view right there.
Well, not even like Vasco.
Yeah.
Like you go to the kitchen and Vasco's there. Like you're cooking something, Vasco's there. You're like, Vasco, out of the way.
God damn it, Vasco.
All right. Well,
Follows you in the
looks like we
bathroom.
got another one under our belt. Guys, thank you all
Yes.
so much for being
Damn,
here with us. I don't
WebDave,
want
you giving us the
longer.
boot because you want to go play Starfield,
We
huh?
got it.
Yes.
Look, we have commitments to other people.
See ya.
And then stuff we got to let them go to play Starfield and back
Damn.
to their lives. So, but that's okay, John. You can do a solo show. We can just boot it up.
Just be by yourself.
Yeah, nobody will watch. So no thanks.
But I do want to start with you, John. Tell everybody where they can find you at, man, and what you got going on, because I know you got some big show coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks a lot, WebDave and RHETRI for the invite. Epictreasure,
bro.
it was such a great pleasure meeting you and RedDeadPanda as well. RedDeadPanda, I'm not lying, you're my new favorite podcaster. Okay, I'm not lying about that.
Triple titty.
So that's right. So guys, yeah, tomorrow me and Kay Asante hit us up at 7 p.m. Eastern. We do a show called The Gamers Playground where we have a dedicated hour and a half to talk more about the PC side of things. We I like picking Kay Asante's brain when it comes to all facets of PC gaming. Tomorrow, like Kay mentioned, we're going to be talking about mod support for Starfield and stuff like that. Plus, we'll get into a couple more tech questions there. Come and check us out every Monday, guys. The channel and the show is growing. We're having a great time doing it, and we're the community. This community is something that that is so. It's so great talking to people, because even though that we don't agree on everything, just everybody is very lovely and just brings their own their own peace of mind in gaming and history and stuff like that, and doing shows like this is something I really enjoy. But now I have to go hibernate because I'm like a bear. I come out and I talk a little bit, and now I'm gonna go hibernate by myself.
Awesome. And just so everybody knows, everybody's descriptions and their links to their X channel and of course their YouTubes, anywhere you can find them, are going to be in the description below. But with that said, Epictreasure, thank you so much for getting up early and coming out. We absolutely loved having you on today. You were amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Tell everybody where they can find you, please.
You over on Twitter, X. It's Epictreasure1, and here on YouTube, it's Epictreasure. You'll
Nice.
find me on Twitter. You'll see me being naughty. Always.
Should be streaming the Starfield for all the
good to be
places you guys.
Naughty.
Oh yeah. And she's got some really good stuff that's coming up, and she had you got that package I liked on the Twitter feed where you showed it off with the jacket and the pin and all the stuff. I thought that was really cool. So thanks for sharing that kind of stuff too. That's cool.
They didn't give me the jacket. I didn't get the jacket.
Oh, you didn't get the jacket, but you get the pins, right?
No, they gave me the
cookies.
They gave me the
and
cake.
The cake.
I got the cake, and I got the big bloody Constellation edition. I didn't get a Stream Deck or a mouse. But I got some real nice loot.
That's cool.
I don't think in Australia you could ever wear that jacket actually. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Careful. There's some people in the chat that are mistaking what you said there. You be careful.
Alrighty then. But thank you so much for being here, and please, everybody, like and subscribe her YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.
Stream Dick. Is that what you thought I said?
Yeah, Stream
Epic, you and I with the
get ready to do it.
Yeah,
her deck is way harder than mine. Right? Those New Zealanders.
Certainly harder than Dreamcast, guys. That's for sure.
All right.
This is not the last time we're gonna have an Australian and a Kiwi on the same show. I can tell you right now. We're gonna.
And on that note, RedDeadPanda, thank you so much for being here. Please tell everybody where they can find you and just how naughty you really are.
Thank you so much for having me on. Great being
you
on the show again, and Epic, great being on the panel with you, and so nice to meet you, John Wolf. Every time I say your name, John, my brain thinks John Connor. So I'm just, every time, I'm sorry, it's just ingrained in me.
So I have daddy issues, is what you're saying. Thanks.
Not just Terminator issues.
There you go.
You can find me on Starfield, and that is where I'll be living for the next few months. No, you can find me on X, and I do have a YouTube channel, but it's kind of in holding at the moment while I work on something to put new content out. But I do a podcast every week called the Gamers Initiative Podcast with Astro Gaming and Elite Gaming Guru. And we're just as messy on that show as we were here today. So
nice.
Yes.
Awesome time.
I love it. Oh, man, that was so awesome. Thank all three of you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. RHETRI, please tell everybody where they can find you at. I'm putting your link in the description and right now in the chat.
Cool. Appreciate that. You can find me right there, or you just, copy and paste it. I appreciate that. Game Pass Daily. Obviously, I talk about Game Pass stuff because I'm a Game Pass shell. And Game Pass _Daily on Twitter. Still trying to get the Game Pass Daily name. But Elon's being a dick, so I'm working on it as much as I possibly
He's
can.
being a stream deck.
He's being a stream deck, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you guys can also join our Discord gaming community, which I'll put in the chat as well if you guys want to play some games with us. I'm not going to be playing any games with any of y'all for a little while because I'm going to be doing what Red. You all can play together because I'm going to be playing.
Oh my god, you forgot Mods Co-op. We forgot that.
What's that?
I said it. I whispered it at one
mods?
point. I whispered it at one point.
Oh, you whispered
wow.
it. Sorry. Go on,
That's
RHETRI.
a great. No,
Yeah.
you're good.
no,
Epic. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't honestly.
Tell you.
That didn't even cross my mind.
Look at Dave's face. He's like, "Why are we still talking? I want to go play."
No.
I felt like that too. I'm like, can I leave early? No kidding.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Web Dave is like, "Come on, guys, wrap it up, wrap it up."
No. I love this. I love it. But yeah, mod co-op, that is probably something that's going to happen. So we have to look out for that. And let me tell you, follow RHETRI, and he will let you know as soon as it is available. So that's the best
damn
way to
right.
find out. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Again, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Please hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you being here. It's probably going to be. I'm taking a month off from doing the one-on-one interviews.
Month off? Are you kidding me?
One-on-one interviews? No. Just the one-on-one interviews, not this show. This show is going full throttle, baby.
You're not going anywhere.
But no, we're not going anywhere. So next Sunday, join us. In fact, next Sunday we do have one guest already locked in, and that is Hargeet Chani. He is going to be there, and you never know who else is going to jump on. And so anyway, please thank you everybody for joining us here at Gamers Council.
Pleasure.
Love it.